Okay, it is time.
Well, okay. Liam's
Okay,
ready.
yeah, we're ready to go. It is time for the
Liam.
big, what we have been calling Mega Cast. Hey, everybody, welcome to the 3-hour-long Death Battle Cast. We'll see how this goes.
What?
So,
Just kidding.
what are we doing today? Hey, I'm Ben. I'm joined by Chad, Liam, DJ, and we've got more people who will be showing up later on down the line because we have a bunch of matchups to talk about today. So, crazy thing, it's almost, we are getting like we are days away from the anniversary of the Kickstarter launch.
Yeah.
Mind blown, right?
That's
What?
crazy.
Oh
This,
shit, that's true. Ooh,
yeah,
that's crazy.
this past year has been insane with us getting Death Battle, owning it for the first time, launching that Kickstarter. We had no idea how it was all going to turn out. You guys blew us away with your wildly amazing support. So much so that we are still, taking care of rewards and stuff for backers because there were just so many of you. And one of those rewards was being able to pitch a matchup to us and get it to appear on Death Battle Cast. And because we have so many people who got that reward and have pitched awesome matchups to us, we figured, hey, let's do this gigantic Death Battle Cast where we go over a bunch of them. So that's the idea behind this show. So this is 3 hours of going through some of your ideas, essentially. And some of them, I'm sure some of you heard about. There are definitely going to be some characters you've heard about. There are also going to be some characters that we're going to bring up, and some of you watching this are going to go, who? And I'm excited for that.
Yeah. That was one of the cool things about these pitch calls is like we've learned a lot about like characters we thought we knew, about characters we didn't know existed, but then we're like, whoa, that's really cool. So yeah, get ready. Go on a journey.
Yeah. Also, check out this hat.
Whoa.
Self-indulging here, but you can
Is that a
can
real
buy
human
it.
skull on that hat that you carved from a human face? Is that
Yeah, this is a real skull that I pulled out of you, Liam. This is your skull.
Oh, that's
and you
sick.
can have Liam's skull on a hat for
My
yourself
face has been soft for a
from
while.
deathbattle.gg. Okay.
Also, we've already got some super chats coming in, so I can talk about a couple real quick, but then also let you all know we are gonna have little breaks because we got people swapping out. We got some stuff happening, so we'll have little catch-up moments as well, but we got a lot to cover. But Ten Tails starting us off with 3-hour Death Battle Cast. Well, guess I'll be listening for 3 hours while I work. Thank you, Ten Tails, for all of your support.
Nice.
Stayed in. I can't wait to learn about more pitches. Yeah, it's gonna be great. Dude Blade. We did it in 21 minutes, just 1 minute off of the Exploding Kittens Kickstarter, which is still first place. I know we were so close to setting a Kickstarter record, but regardless, that was
second
Is
place.
that true?
Yeah.
That's brutal.
What if we just
That's
said we
actually
did
worse.
it?
Yeah, no.
Like,
Who would
so
know,
much.
right?
If we were like in fifth, that would be so much better than being like a close second.
Yep.
It's the Ricky Bobby.
Omni Dragon says, "Hey, the guy who did the pitch meeting about TMNT versus Ninjago and Wolverine versus Big B Wolf. That was a fun call. I learned a lot about Big B." Michael McDonald, will you take live suggestions for casts? Not at the moment. Right now, this is
Please. No, we have a ton of matches to talk about today. I don't know if that's gonna really work.
Yo.
Third degree says, if my matchup appears, I will immediately gift 50 memberships. What's your matchup?
Yeah.
He says with no investment.
Things happen quickly.
All right. Well, we have a bunch of matchups to get to, so we're just gonna jump right into it and get this going. The first pitch that we want to discuss today involves a little game and a little series that has not appeared on Death Battle before. So from Xenoblade and Fate, we've got Consul N versus Archer. DJ and Liam, you guys are there they are. There's the boys.
Wait, we're doing Fate Archer? Because that's very different than what I did.
Oh.
I have to throw
Oh.
away my H. John Benjamin research. Shit. Fuck. Okay,
Well,
sorry,
time to wing it, Liam.
Yeah.
No.
I could do
Okay,
that.
so let's talk about Consul N versus Archer. This is, I believe, Chad, this was one of the very first pitches we ever pitch calls we had. Like
Yeah, it might have been.
shortly after the we started doing airing death battles and whatnot. So DJ, who is Consul N?
Oh boy. Okay, so a little thing about when you guys told me this pitch happened, I was like, oh, that's so sick. I didn't finish Xenoblade 3, so I didn't have any idea who this character is. So I had to spoil myself. So I feel bad, but it's whatever. So Xenoblade Chronicles 3, it is so usually the Xenoblade Chronicles is about like two warring factions. That's like per game, there's two factions that are always butting heads to heads. There's a larger overarching story, but in Xenoblade 3, it's the hostile nations of Kiev and Agnes, and they're in a constant war with each other. They send over new soldiers, they die constantly until a group led by Noah from Kiev ends up going out and discovering the Ouroboros, and then they end up unveiling the larger plot. So Consul N is basically a previous incarnation of Noah who like existed way back in the day, that he was basically fated to live and die in this cycle of war constantly. Like he'll show up, fall in love with the same woman, and die. And he kept doing that until basically the main villain of the game, his name is Aziz Zephyr. He was like, "Hey, aren't you kind of tired of dying?" And he was like, "Well, yeah, actually, I kind of am." So he ends up joining the side of the antagonist to sort of, I guess, in a way, perpetuate the cycle while trying to break it. It's very complicated. Again, didn't finish the story. I just had to kind of try to get a tertiary knowledge of N.
Yeah, it's all good.
But the thing is that N also holds the power of both Ouroboros and the Monado. And the Monado is super crazy, has a ton of abilities. Most notably, if you've like played Smash, then like like his ability to peer into the future. Every Monado character has this. So
Yeah.
Shulk, Rex, they can peer like a little bit into the future. Basically, fate is like a larger abstract concept in Xenoblade, and Monado wielders basically have the power of God, and I mean that literally.
Okay. Wait,
Monado.
Noah. Just coincidentally Noah, or like is he supposed to be
No,
Noah?
no, it's about
Okay.
it's not coincidental that he's named Noah.
Okay. Got it. Okay. Because Archer is supposed to be. Oh my God, why am I blanking on who Archer is based on?
I was gonna lead. I had a whole introduction. Actually,
Well, that's what my lead-in for you is.
Yes, yeah, okay,
Liam,
great,
who
that's
is
true.
Archer based on?
Archer is based on. Actually, my original thing was going to do a bit about Archer, but then you showed the thumbnail, so I couldn't justify it. No, so okay, so in Fate, Fate is a series where people battle by summoning heroic spirits, which are like mythological figures from history that fulfill different classes. They're incredibly powerful, reality warping in some cases, powerful level beings. We covered in a previous Death Battle cast. I did Saber Artoria. Saber is her class, so it means she uses swords. Artoria, female version of King Arthur. And Archer is interesting because he's not technically a heroic spirit. He's a counter guardian. Counter guardians are empowered by the counter force, which is like an energy that comes from the earth and also the will of mankind. There's two counter forces that they used to be together when Earth and mankind were more kind of like had the same goals, and then they split apart over time. Anyways, he is not a heroic spirit in the traditional sense. He is not a mythological figure. He is a future alternate universe timeline version of the main character, or one of the main characters in the series, Shiro Emiya. And he basically became Chad enough to become like a heroic spirit level guy. And what I love about Archer is that, yes, he has a bow and arrow. He can shoot bows and arrows. But really, that's a fucking joke. He's a sword guy. He's Mr. Sword Man. He's the swordiest sword guy that ever was. But then you go, wouldn't he be Saber? No, because he throws his swords with telekinesis. As long as you throw things, you're an archer. You don't need a bow and arrow. He does have one. He's very good at it, but he actually just likes to throw swords. And he's very cool. And he's one of those characters that, like, when I would go on the OBD wiki many, many years ago, I'd be like, who's the strong character that looks anime and is red? And that's him. And now I know who he is.
Who looks anime and red?
He looks anime. One of those disgustingly
very
anime
anime,
characters
yes.
I've ever seen in my life. Red trench coat,
Wait,
white hair. Okay, Dante.
Wait, what happened? How many
Bash.
swords does Archer have? What happens when he throws his
Oh,
sword?
he
how
has
many
so
swords
many
do you
swords.
have?
He has,
Yes.
well, actually, his power is that he has all swords, which I thought was
Yeah.
Gilgamesh's power. So I was
Yeah.
like, when I was reading about unlimited, so his power is called Unlimited Blade Works, which I totally, I was like, I found out what that's a phrase that has existed, again, OBD Wiki, since I was like in high school, a phrase that has existed in the murky reaches of my mind, undefined for over
Unlimited
a decade.
Blade
And now I know what it is.
It sounds
and
that sounds like a knife production company, right?
I thought it was
It's
like the
basically
company
a
that
knife
produced
production
Fate
attack.
Stay Night. I literally like, yeah, what it is literally that any sword, any weapon really, but he's better with swords, that he has encountered over the course of his life, any weapon, including other noble phantasms, which is what like the special cool weapons are in Fate Stay Night. None of the proper nouns are helpful in describing what they are. It's a noble phantasm. Okay. Anything that he's encountered, he can replicate. So any weapon that he's fought, which is some crazy bullshit, he can throw back at you. Similar to Gilgamesh, who has Ea, or whatever the fuck it's called, Gates of Babylon, where he just throws a bunch of swords. Same fucking thing. And what Unlimited Blade Work does is it summons like it's a fucking domain expansion. It's a domain expansion where you're in like this separate reality called a reality marble. Again, marble? Why? And he just throws a bunch of swords at you until you die. And he has crazy swords, and he's crazy.
Okay.
I can keep going.
It only needs the one.
When he does
Get your
use the
noble
bow.
phantasm, the Damascus pocket knife from Unlimited Blade Works. That's what
He has a dagger. He has a dagger.
When he draws his bow, is it an arrow or is it just also a sword?
Oh, that's a good question. I should have looked that up.
Swords?
I think it's an arrow. But he can shoot people from like kilometers away. He has like clairvoyance, so he can see perfectly. He has like a form of precognition where he can like track the flow of battle and know where things are happening. So he just has like this intrinsic sense of everything going on. He does it like he can like block people's attacks by shooting arrows. Like he'll shoot an arrow and it'll intercept an attack from like a city away. He's crazy with that shit. But also he'll just like chuck swords at you.
Crazy. Also, thanks for gifting out some memberships, Gilded. Okay.
He does just shoot normal arrows, but they're like massive, like silvery arrows. And he's got
like
one of
Dark
those
Souls.
competitive bows with like the handle on it, where it's like a whole device
longbow.
that he holds on to.
Oh, like
Yeah.
like a
It's not a
compound bow?
grip. No. It's like it's instead
like
of
a
a
longbow.
grip, it's like it's almost like a trigger kind of
Oh, okay.
like shape thing that he holds on to. So it's a very, I mean, it looks like a normal longbow, but then he's got this thing attached to it that he holds on to. Neither here nor there.
Well,
I
yeah,
just
because
jump in,
chat
so-
says it is a sword arrow sometimes, so that's great.
Of course it is. So, all right. So clearly there are some thematic similarities and story similarities.
Yeah.
But in terms of the matchup, what are these guys capable of? What's Consul N bringing in? What's his like big feat or something like that?
So if we're like talking like abilities, like obviously as a Minato wielder, like he switches between the different modes. Like he has like his speed mode, attack mode. The main thing that like being a sword like forged from God, and I'll like from like the God, and I'll get into that a bit later, is that the Minato can like disconnect things that are like tied to the very fundamental laws of the universe. So it basically is, no, if I hit you with this, you're going to die. So it can like erase you from existence. It can like negate your durability and like its strongest. It's basically like, no, whatever bullshit you got, I win. So the
Okay.
universe. So how the Xenoblade universe got started is that there was the architect, and this is like Claus. He was like a regular scientist in like normal Earth, and he found something called the conduit, which is like this power structure that derives power from like a 6-dimensional plane. I know it's weird, but it derives power from a 6-dimensional plane. And he was like, "Oh, like with this power, like we can improve everything, but like let me experiment." And in typical scientist fashion, he fucked everything up. So he basically like split the unit, like the multiverse, into like innumerable worlds that the Monado is like the singular entity of. And that's what it has.
Okay.
Basically, like in each of the Xenoblade games, you basically meet, I guess, an incarnation of one of these scientists. Like you fight Claus, who was like the architect. What's Alvis was not one, but why am I forgetting the main villain's name for Xenoblade 1? But he was also one of the an incarnation of one of the scientists, if not just straight up one of them. And each of those games, at the end, you basically fight the god of that universe. So in at
Okay.
like in
So
basically
simplify
like
this down. What
in-
does N do? I still don't know what N
yeah,
does.
that's what I was gonna say. In with his
we
Monado,
got other matchups to get to, DJ. You got to tell me what N does, not what
N
God of
can
the
kill
universe
God.
does.
N can kill God. They can destroy countless innumerable universes. They are the one true God, or one true God that's like tied to science. That's basically what he can do. He's substantially
Okay.
stronger than characters that wield the Monado like Noah, Shulk, and Rex. That's basically it. He's a scaling merchant.
Great.
Okay.
Just scaling
Okay.
merchant.
All right. So how does Archer deal with this? Or I know
Well-
he's got a specific name, right? Archer's his class or whatever. But how does Archer deal with this with
call him Archer.
throwing swords?
Okay, so it's which swords he has that are so very important, Ben.
Okay.
He has Kaldabolg, which is a sword that twists space, so that it will hit you and kill you no matter what, because it's like it bypasses durability because it's literally twisting the space around you, so it
Okay.
punches through anything. It was able to destroy a flying island. He has a dagger called Rule Breaker. All spells must be broken, which cancels all magical effects.
Of course.
That one's helpfully named. We want more of that and less.
That's an
Nova
amazing
Phantasm.
name.
Yeah.
He has the Immortal Slang Scythe Harpy, which negates immortality, and the wounds that it creates. This is going to sound odd at first, but they can only be healed naturally. So you can't do like a spell or something, I assume, to heal them. They can only heal like through natural means. So if he cuts you in half, you're fucked. And then it's interesting, DJ, that you mentioned that weapon that can only that will kill you no matter what, because he also has access to Gaia Bolga, which I don't know how to pronounce it. I'm just reading. But it's Gaelic, so who knows how the fuck it's pronounced. And it's a spear that possesses causality manipulation, so that the result of being hit is ensured before the weapon even reaches you. So it's like it works backwards from you're gonna be hit, it's gonna pierce your heart no matter what, and however that is justified happens. So it's able to like cut through space and reality and anything, no matter what, it will hit you hundo badundo. Also, he scales to Fafnir, who's this big dragon who is able to destroy Orléans, which is a region in France. That's country level. France is very big. And servants can fly through space at millions of times faster than light. I wrote that down. So very fast.
Good job.
Third degree says so. Archer has Simone's probability alerting missile.
Yeah, actually, that's a great way of putting it.
Interesting. Okay. But it's a sword.
But it's a spear. That one's
that's a spear. Well,
yeah.
you got us all set up for throwing swords, and he's got a spear. All right.
What is a spear but the sword of the sky?
Wait,
what do you think, Chad?
No, that would be an arrow.
Yeah.
What is an arrow but a small spear?
All right, fine. So,
which is also a sword.
So this matchup is like basically like two reality warping people throwing their attacks at each other and seeing whose reality warping attack is more powerful.
Who's
Yeah.
the eviler? Not even eviler. Who's the more emotionally messed up version of the good person?
Oh, that's a good question. I don't know.
I don't know.
But I mean, Archer is very like he's very like jaded and fucking sad and shit because he's from an alternate universe where things I take it are not as good as they are in the main one. He's very well, I don't want to call him Shadow the Hedgehog. That's not true. But
Well, I mean, he's a little edgy, right? Like
He's
it's
a
an
little
edgelord
edgy.
type of character, whereas
In a
Consul
cutscene.
N's straight up a villain, right? So it
Yeah, he's a villain for like he positions himself as the villain for most of the game, but he kind of doesn't care.
sure, but I
Yeah.
mean, doesn't that just automatically answer the question? One of them is the
That's
They
villain.
do
true.
so,
both
you
like
know.
ultimately help the main character, right? They do help.
right,
at
right.
the
But
end,
like,
yeah.
one of them
Because,
starts
like,
as an actual villain.
At the end of Unlimited Blade, at the end of Unlimited Blade Works, like they do fight Archer, like in it, like Shiro and Archer have like this big fight, but he isn't the last fight. It's Gilgamesh, and subsequently, like you fight N like closer to the end of Xenoblade 3, but N's not the last guy. It's Z.
What are the letters stand for?
It's basically the the consoles are all just kind of sorted out as names. Again, I
Okay.
haven't finished Xenoblade 3, so I
Yeah,
actually
so
Okay.
there's
don't know.
multiple consoles with different letters.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
this is
Z
just
is
one
the
of
bad
them.
guy. I remember that.
Yeah. Okay. Well, I mean, I want to be able to wrap this up so that we can get to another matchup, but I feel like I still don't really know what ends like gonna do in a fight. Like
He's
does he even
He's
have
basically like a really powerful swordman. That's pretty
Yeah.
much it. Like,
He has
Okay.
one really powerful sword versus Archer, who has
Right.
all the swords.
a
Could he
who
copy
has
the?
all
Could he
of
copy
those
the
stuff?
Monado?
Yeah,
Could Unlimited Blade Works copy the Monado? That's the question, right? Because then he gets a
Okay.
fucking
Yeah.
Monado, and there's Monado with Monado plus other swords.
I saw someone in the chat earlier say that N doesn't have a Monado.
oh, does he not?
What?
That's my mistake then.
No,
I don't
think
know,
he
well,
does.
Now
I
I'm about to look.
understand
Yeah.
I was like, oh, he's like the alternate version of Noah. Of course he has. I guess he doesn't. Well,
No, I'm pretty sure that was part of the whole pitch for this.
Wow, that's a lot of abilities. He has weather
also-
manipulation, dude.
Huge super chat from Poca Sam
he's
saying,
a
"Hey
sword
guys,
at the
it's the
end.
pitcher here. Thanks for having this matchup. Be the first one on here for a simple thing with why Archer's edgy. He's a guy who wants to save people who got scammed into killing a lot of people. Also, N just stands for Noah. Thank you, Poca
Noah.
Samus.
Oh, that makes sense.
yeah, no.
Yeah, it sure does.
Yeah, okay. Well,
Mystic Answer says Unlimited Blade Works can't copy God weapons.
Well, fuck you. Yeah, it can.
wow. Wow.
Well, maybe if he doesn't have the Monado, then he can copy whatever sword he does have, which looks like the Lucky Seven, also known as the Sword of the End. But I also don't know that for a fact.
I know he's got some crazy sword from
Yeah.
a pitch. I'm pretty sure it's the Monado.
The chat's
okay.
saying Lucky 7. So
Lucky 7. Yeah. So, well, wait, is Lucky 7 a god weapon? Can Archer copy the Lucky 7?
Archer has the ability. He has a sword called "I can copy the Lucky Seven."
Yeah, nice. But it's cool. I get it. Really interesting matchups on a crazy scale.
That would be something we have to
Absolutely,
look into,
absolutely.
right? Whether or not like
Yeah.
god weapons in Fate count as god weapons in Xenoblade, whether or not that's the same thing. Because if he can copy Lucky Seven, then it's like
I mean, I'm not sure if
That's a
Lucky
big
7's a
advantage.
divine is something that would like equate to a divine construct. I'm not sure if it's like
Mhm.
made from the piece of the conduit or something like that. Okay, if it was like if Lucky 7 was made like at any relation to the conduit, I don't think he could.
Okay. So this is obviously a matchup that is very complex and would require a lot of time. And you know, Fate is one of those. I mean, both of these series are ones that we haven't really dived into in Death Battle proper. But I am curious, just based off like an overview, a general overview, what people think about who might win this. So go ahead and get your votes in the chat, and we will move on to our second matchup, which is probably going to be a little simpler to discuss.
Thank God.
Because the next matchup that we're going to be talking about today is everyone's favorite genie versus everyone's favorite not Sonic, which is Shantae versus Sash Lilac. And I love this pitch. I'm excited to get to it. So yeah, go ahead and get your votes in. I mean, chat clearly has a favorite.
Yeah.
In the poll, Archer's definitely pulling well ahead with the votes.
Hell yeah.
But
Interesting.
I
think that's fair. Like Fate Cosmology goes crazy dummy, so I wouldn't.
Fate's strong.
That's probably what I'd put my money on.
Yeah, I'm curious, like, chat, if there was one franchise here between the two that you would really want to see make an appearance at Death Battle, maybe not this matchup specifically, but just like a different one between Fate and Xenoblade, like, which is the one that you think would be a better fit for Death Battle? Which is the one that in your eyes you think like it's crazy that Death Battle hasn't done a matchup with this series by now, Fate or Xenoblade? That's maybe the better poll. I'm actually going to make that as we get to Sash and Shantae. But let's go ahead and start talking about that as I make that. Liam, who the heck is
Yes.
Shantae?
Shantae is voiced by H. John Benjamin. Shantae is the half genie hero. So she's half genie because some genies who were women were getting frisky with some dudes, human dudes, and had children. And Shantae is one of them. And she's a half genie, so she has genie powers, but she's also a chill human. And sure, her whole deal is that she protects Scuttletown from a variety of cartoony bad guys. Risky Boots is the most common one. She's like a pirate, and then there's the pirate master who is the master of pirates. And she has like tons of games.
Wow,
More games than I
shocker.
thought, like 6 games. And she
Shantae's been in a
basically
lot, yeah.
She's been in a lot. I remember having a Nintendo Power when I had Nintendo Power when I was a kid, and being like, dude, Shantae is coming back. Oh my god! And I was like, I don't know what the fuck that is. And then now I think that's sort of that energy has carried her throughout. Like, has just had there's tons of games now. Her games are like Metroidvanias, so she's similar to kind of Samus and characters like that, where she gains a bunch of abilities over time. She's often starts the game like in a weakened form. She is a genie, so there's usually like a justification for why they can't do like magic, but she can do it. And she has tons of abilities. Should I get into that, or should I stop for now?
Yeah. Well, let's first do a quick rundown on her opponent, which based on this pitch is Sash Lilac. If we can bring that thumbnail back up. Lilac comes from, oh my god, why am I blanking on the name of that game?
Freedom Planet.
Freedom Planet. Which is very much a sort of like inspired by Sonic the Hedgehog type of game, right, DJ?
Yep. So yeah, that's basically it. Freedom Planet is just essentially like Sonic the Hedgehog, but they more lean closely into like the environmental themes that Sonic originally had. So basically like a really nice running platformer. Very, very fun games that I played like a long time ago. But Sash is basically like a very kind half dragon who got her egg stolen. When she was in the egg, she got stolen by Spade, who basically became like her surrogate family. She was brought down, despite being like this all-powerful entity, brought down to basically like just the regular environment, and is tasked to, not even tasked, but she wants to protect the place that she grew up and lived in. And essentially that's basically her story. She comes to terms with her dragon powers across Freedom Planet 1 and 2 until she's basically having to fight like a wannabe galactic empire from taking over the planet.
Okay.
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 Yes, that was a Squidward Lilac chat. I did do a reference there. Sorry. Go on.
So both of these are like, I mean, Freedom Planet is definitely like indie, full on indie, whereas Shantae is like from Way Forward, right? The company that made it.
They were. It was. I'm pretty sure it was originally commissioned by Capcom, and then it became like a WayForward property later.
Ah, okay. So it started under a big company and then that moved. That's why there was one Shantae game and then
Yeah.
took like 10 years for another one.
Yeah,
Pretty much.
Gotcha. Okay. So characters with like a smaller but very dedicated fan base for sure. Which means I feel like this kind of matchup could bring those fan bases like I'm curious what that would look like. Those fan bases going head to head. Would that be are these fan bases nice, Chad? These are
I
fans
would
of
say
Shantae
so.
nice people.
I feel like Shantae's fan base has not like reached critical mass where it becomes obnoxious. I still think it's small enough where I've never encountered any negativity.
Third Degree said it is much, much darker than most Sonic games. She gets tortured electrically on screen by the main villain.
All
right.
Look, there's just not a way.
Oh, okay.
Level 4,
I saw somebody
3,
mention Christina V is the voice of
Guantanamo
Shantae. We also know the voice actor for Sash, Dawn. Maybe.
Is Metal Harbor in Sonic Adventure 2 Battle, is that not just Guantanamo Bay? Like, think about it.
What?
We're talking about how dark. You're talking about it's way more dark than Sonic.
Yeah,
like,
they're firing like a.
It's a
No.
like,
it's a space station.
Military facility. No, Metal Harbor, the fourth level when you're running around the harbor area.
Yeah, isn't that? Aren't they launching a space?
They have a yes. They're launching the big rocket there that you have to hold on to, and if you get to the top one, then it saves you a lot of time and gets you.
But usually, like, they kind of pull away from like all the inside. They kind of pull away from it.
I meant this as a funny bit. I didn't mean to actually.
No, now I need to know. Now I need to know. Is it based off of Guantanamo Bay? Okay, so yeah, Chad, what's your question?
So just real quick, Lily says Freedom Planet's fun series with gruesome murder, and Philip answered the question of Capcom decided to publish it, and then WayForward has continued to make her games independently. Shantae fan base prides themselves on being kind to other fan bases, so that's nice.
Aww.
Well, we should do this then. Finally, some nice people.
We're gonna find a way to piss them off, and then we're
Except Death Battle. Fuck them.
Yeah,
like that's
it's literally part of Prison Island. It's called Prison Island. What am I supposed to do with that information if it's not Guantanamo Bay?
Is it the same island?
Yes.
Didn't they blow up Prison Island earlier? Whatever.
Later.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. All right. So, Sash is, or sorry, Shantae is a half genie. Genie powers.
Yes.
What's Shantae capable of doing, Liam?
Okay. So she can whip her hair, which is planet level. Actually, it's probably low complex Merrill. I'm kidding. She can whip her hair and it destroys stuff, blows up robots. She has health vials that can restore her health. She has Vanish Cream, which lets her turn invisible and move past enemies. She has these puffs, which are these like clouds that do certain effects. One of the Mega Puff kind of destroys everything on screen. She can orbit, like have scimitars orbiting her. She can clone herself twin mints. She can turn invincible for a short amount of time. She has the mirror power up, which lets her deflect stuff, attacks, and most notably, like one of her biggest weaknesses in the games, or one of the limitations, obviously, is her magic meter. Like she can only use a certain amount at a time. The magic tiara gives her unlimited magic. There is no limitation to how much she has. She can do any kind of spell she wants, no problem. She can transform into tons of different animals, like an elephant. And hang on, there are more, and a fish, and a tortoise, and a frog, and an octopus. I lied about the fish. It was like a bird or something. I said fish. And a monkey, and a spider, and a harpy, and a tinkerbat, and a mermaid, and a crab, and a bat, and a mouse, and a dryad.
Yeah, just keep going down the list on the wiki.
She also has belly dances because, of course, she's a genie and she can do belly dances. But she can like teleport herself around the map. She can refill all of her health. She can screen wipe, just obliterate everything on screen. Also, somebody in the chat asked, can she grant wishes? Yes, she can. She does it at the end of one of the games to just wish away the enemy army. So she can warp reality. She just doesn't do it.
She can use her own wishes?
Wait, yes. Can she use her wishes for herself?
Yeah.
Does she?
She's just mad. Yeah.
Does she?
Yes. She just doesn't do it. She just doesn't do it throughout the games because the game would be over, right? I wish for the game to end. You win.
Wait.
So,
I thought she couldn't use her wishes for herself. Other people had to use them. Maybe not. Okay.
I'm going off the research I have, and if I'm wrong,
Sure.
you correct me. She was able to defeat the Pirate Master, who's this big skeleton pirate guy who created a storm that covered all of Scuttletown all the way to the horizon. And that was calculated to be about 900 kilotons. She dodges lightning bolts, even lasers. She's fucking badass. And she doesn't like you. She's going to wish you away and send you to hell. That's her wish. She sends you to hell.
Okay.
And it sounds just like a Freedom Planet.
I'm gonna look into this wish power, but DJ, meanwhile, let us know what Sash is capable of.
So Sash, being a dragon, like the whole thing with Freedom Planet is that it's more emphasizing like the platforming elements of Sonic, or at least the Sonic-esque gameplay. So she doesn't have like a wide variety of powers, but the thing is that she's really fast and really strong. And that's what they kind of carry on. She can have crystals for like force fields, invulnerability, speed boost, increased health, etc. But mainly she's just extremely acrobatic and extremely strong. She can like run on walls. She has something called like a dragon boost, which will make her invulnerable while she's using it. So she can like rush at you and you can't damage her like while she's like charging at you at full speed. She can tap into like her inner dragon rage, which will like substantially boost her power. And the main thing is that like she's like learning to better utilize these powers across Freedom Planet 1 and 2. And she's like extremely powerful, like able to like destroy entities that like took over space stations that can like literally eat moons. As far as like speed wise, like she can like she's obviously faster than sound, like she's faster than sound waves. She can dodge lasers in that game. So like just generally speaking, not too versatile, but extremely powerful to make up for it. While Shantae has like all of these abilities that she can like whip out.
Yeah.
Gotcha. Yeah, Philip with the super chat just said Shantae has this implied power where anything she thinks she can do, she's able to. Pirate's Curse, she believes she could restore Scuttletown, and so she did. And that's the wish that you're referring to, Liam.
Yeah.
Because I just found this as well. So at the end of Pirate's Curse, Scuttletown is like it's scuttled, haha, and she wishes it back to what it used to look like in the past. And so she is able to bend reality, at least reality for a whole town, which is the biggest she's ever
inside
done.
out. And then Lilac goes and turns inside out.
I think the main thing with the matchup is that if we're including like Shantae's wish powers, it just does faster because I'm pretty sure Sash with like the end of Freedom Planet 2 is substantially stronger than Shantae. Like she'll look at her wrong and she'll like blow up. But if she's slower, then she'll just get wished away, right?
Yeah.
So power level, Sash is going to be like strength and speed level. She's going to be able to like just one shot the half genie unless Shantae can wish her away in time.
Yeah.
So it's a speed blitz with a wish involved.
it's like a fucking Wild West duel.
Yeah.
Right. Can she wish faster than she can get hit? Philip says it's reinforced in Half Genie Hero DLC where she thinks ninja costume is letting her do ninja stuff, but it's actually her baby blanket. Sure.
She has one where she has one of the outfits that she wears is her pajamas. And I don't remember what it does, but she has pajamas on. So yeah. She uses a pillow instead of her hair whip, which planet level pillow. Holy fuck.
Edward says Shantae pulled a Bowser and beat the manifestation of her magic as a dark clone with just her equipment. Okay.
Damn.
Also, all of these super chats that I haven't read, I've got them all saved, just so y'all know.
We'll have potential way to get around the like if she had any trouble believing that she could kill Lilac with a wish is that she could create a clone, and then the clone could be cheering her on the entire time, like, yes, you can fucking kill this creature, you can kill this creature, and then she goes, I can kill you.
Johan says that Lilac attacks with her hair too.
Whoa.
Yes.
Yeah, she can like twirl around.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, it's the spin dash thing. Instead of spines like Sonic, she's got hair attacks or whatever.
Got it.
Okay, so I just put in a question in chat for a poll in chat regarding who wins this duel of Wish versus super speed. Let us know. Chad, actually, if you could send me that document that you were just talking about.
Whoa, it's like 50-50.
Yeah.
Good to know.
Oh, wow.
No, now it's
Yeah,
going
go ahead
away.
and get your
Now
votes in.
it's
We'll
going
see. This one, that's fascinating to me. That the idea that this matchup just comes down to
back.
who's
So
able to
take
get
Dr.
off
Manhattan's.
Yeah.
a move,
One.
a single move. What was that, Liam?
Just reading one of the chats is Dr. Manhattan's Sash Lilac.
Yeah.
So it was
Oh,
funny.
yeah. I mean, we kind of got a Dr. Manhattan versus Sonic fight
Instead
here,
of putting his
right?
belly
Like,
dance.
is Sonic faster than Dr. Manhattan's thoughts? Well, okay, hang on. Shantae, when she makes a wish, she has to like do a whole thing, right? She has to,
Yeah, she has
like,
to
talk about it and
speak
whatnot.
it and wish it
So-
on her heart. She just, and then she turns into red paste.
Don't say
It's
it's
a lot faster.
Don't say
She
it's
can do all that
Shantae
stuff
dodge.
way.
lightning and
Yeah.
lasers as well.
Exactly. I'm looking at the versus battles wiki and I'm seeing Supersonic Plus for Sash Lilac. Not good enough. She'd be belly
Ooh,
dancing
okay.
like at like fucking massively hypersonic speeds, like before Sash can even fucking react.
So maybe Shantae might actually be able to get off this wish in time because she'd be able
What
to
a
dodge
phrase.
Sash's power. Well, I think you guys agree because we have half of you in chat have already voted. With 55% of the vote, Shantae's wish is faster than just Sash in general.
Yeah.
Damn.
Okay. All right. Wow. That's interesting. Okay. I love this matchup. I think
didn't
it'd
think
be
I could
very
pull that
fun.
off.
I feel like it's very thematic.
I think
And
this is really cool as well.
they'd be
Yeah,
very fun
absolutely.
characters to like do an animated
I love
fight, like a
Shantae.
very classic like sprite fight with. I think it'd be fantastic.
Absolutely.
For sure.
Okay, next up, I just have in my notes here that the next matchup we're talking about today is DJ versus DJ. DJ,
Okay,
are you
here we
arguing
go.
against yourself with this
Yes,
one?
I'm arguing
He's a
against myself.
modernist.
All right.
All right, here we
All
go,
right.
guys. DJ versus DJ, the matchup
Hold on,
you've
let
all
me,
been
let me
waiting
drink
for.
some water. Hold
Man
on, let me
versus
drink
All
my
right, so
water
this
real
is
quick.
Chara from Undertale, or Chara from Undertale, versus I'm gonna butcher this name.
Sang Jun from The Warrior Returns.
Sang Jun Lee.
Mhm.
Okay, this is a manhwa, I believe, right?
Yeah, this is a manhwa. It's on Webtoon. Usually
Okay.
a lot of manhwas are on Webtoon, but
Yeah.
So
So,
The
all right. Well,
thematics.
we can do Chara real quick because I feel like a lot of people. Is it Chara? I always forget.
I thought it was
It's
supposed to
Kara.
be like character, right? So like Kara.
Yeah,
character.
Kara.
Yeah. So Chara.
Yeah.
Chara. Is it then Chara? That would be
I don't
great.
I don't know.
Okay. Chara, Chara. Quick rundown on them.
All right, so Chara, basically the genocidal maniac, to the opposite of the peace-loving Frisk. So Chara basically is this entity within the soul of Frisk that is basically trying to push Frisk to do more and more murders. And as the game progresses within the genocide run of Undertale, they possess them. And eventually, once it gets to max level 20, that's basically like all bets are off. Like, I have possession of your soul. I'm going to destroy everything around me. It's basically the manifestation of like the idea of, hey, you're killing people in this game because you're curious about what would happen if you made bad choices. So they're kind of like the more brutal entity and more manipulative entity that Frisk could do if he wasn't doing a pacifist run. So Sang Jun Lee. Can chat who knows who Sang Jun Lee is? Just like
Okay, hang on.
curious,
What's
just
the
really quick.
series called?
The Warrior Returns. It's like the actual Korean name is something different, but that's what it's called on Webtoon, so that's why I'm going with.
Gotcha. Okay.
I think it's like the hero comes back or something like that. I forget. But it's different in the actual Korean in South Korea than it is in English.
Gotcha.
Okay.
All right.
So I'm seeing no Sang Jun. I see one. So Sang Jun Lee, basically in The Warrior Returns, basically the protag, his name is Minsu Kim. He basically defeats the Demon Lord, and the world is saved. And then he comes back to Earth, and his whole family's dead. Everything he's loved is gone, so he goes
Fuck you.
insane. So he
course.
goes on a rampage and accidentally isekais Jiangsu Park, and he vows for revenge. He's like, "Damn you, Minsu Kim, the protag that turned into the Demon Lord." Sang Jun is basically another one of the warriors. So there's like the Spear Warrior. There's Minsu Kim became like the Demon Lord. There's other types of warriors, but Sang Jun Kim, I believe, is the Infinite Loop Lord or like the Returner Lord. So basically, his whole thing is that he can always come back from death. He was transported into the fantasy world. Not much is known about how he got there in the first place, but he basically lived a life with Minsu Kim until they defeated the Demon Lord, and he lived out like a happily ever after. And then he died and came back before the war started in the first place. And he's like, "Wait, what the fuck? How did I get back here?" And then he realized that over continuous deaths, that he will always come back to the point before the war. So his whole thing is that he dies and basically has a save and reloads by rewinding time, and he has no control over this. It activates when he dies, and this basically became like his quest is like, okay, how do I kill myself?
I remember this
question we all ask ourselves every once in a while.
Right.
Yep. Okay.
So he begins manipulating all like plots behind the scenes. He's not uber powerful. Like he's more than able to like hold his own against other lords within the series. But his whole thing is that like I don't need to. Like I can manipulate things behind the scenes. I can like emotionally crush people. Like he acts as like an antagonist at first before people kind of discover that he's like, no, I'm really just trying to like warn people and make a happily ever after where I die, because like Jesus Christ, I'm tired of like living the same lives over and over again. So that's like the opposite of Chara, because Chara has determination, and determination basically lets you also save and reload into kind of different timelines. Like it's both like going back in time and a different timeline. This is seen with like the Sans fight. So the question is, if they can both die and reload themselves in infinitesimal amount of times, who is actually going to permanently die first?
Is there a way that any of them can permanently die? Like
I have some ideas, right?
Okay.
So there's like two. One of them is like philosophical. The way Chara would lose, and this is like how Undertale genocide routes work, is that if you like fail to kill an opponent in like a correct way, this is with Undyne and Metaton. If you don't like no emotions kill them, if you like show like a little bit of hesitant, you're off the genocide path, and like Chara can no longer like possess you to go to like the max, which is like level 20. So somehow Sang Jun Lee needs to like somehow convince like the Frisk, if we're assuming that this is not max level 20 Chara, because that gets into another thing. At that point, I think max level 20 Chara completely fucks Sang Jun Lee, but that's another thing.
Oh yes,
but
you can go on.
But Sang Jun Lee can like, but he has like all these other weapons. Like he basically has like a gamer system. That's like the whole manhwa like tradition. Like, hey, I have like a status window. Like everything's a video game to me. Boop 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 boop. So he has like frost sickle swords. He has lightning forge axe. He has like this sword of beginning, which can like negate your durability. So that can like immediately kill Chara immediately. But I'm not sure if that'll matter. He has like barriers which can trap people in. He can summon like really high level dungeon monsters to the area. So, and Chara basically just has like book, gun, knife, eyes that can restore his health. Sang Jun Lee is like
people
working
in
with
chat
like
talking shit about Chara. we got Odd Mega Man saying, "I want Chara to be punted." Somebody mentioned Chara can delete your save. Would that matter here?
Yes, that's actually what I was kind of building up to. So I think like the matchup in general is that Sang Jun Lee, like if we're getting into feats, like he's like comparable to Minsu Kim, who's like the demon, like big demon lord, and he can like vaporize like the Han River, which is like island level, like a few
Okay.
like double digit gigatons. But Chara at max level, like is comparable to a not max level, but a full determination Frisk, and they like Azrael like blast them with the beam that was trying to like annihilate an entire timeline, and Frisk was fine. And when you're max level 20, Chara basically is like, hey, like you think like you can turn all this back? No, you can't. You've already made your decisions, and he like kills like the player character and destroys the entire Undertale timeline. So I think
Okay.
Yeah.
and you're not
Kind of a
able to
big
like
one.
yeah, you're not able to reload. Like when you open Undertale after they destroy the timeline, it's just Kara's like, dude, what are you doing here? There's nothing left. You can't replay this game anymore. Like you're
That
gonna have to
sucks.
like negotiate with me if you want me to restore this timeline. So the thing with Sang Jun Lee is that his power of rewinding time, basically saving and reloading, requires there being a concept of time to begin with. So like he can like save and reload as many times as time is a ethereal concept within the Warrior Returns. But if there's no time to talk about, like if there's no time to like restore, what is he rewinding to?
Yeah.
So
That's
Oh,
interesting. Yeah, Zeta says Sang Jun
Oh.
Lee can revive indefinitely mid battle up to the beginning of the fight, but if he dies from natural causes, his life will be reset all the way back to when he came back from the Isekai. Yeah, man.
yeah.
Whoa. Okay. Brr.
So I
Okay.
think
So-
like max level 20 Kara just boop, and then like timeline's destroyed and he can't come back. Or
Right.
or Sang Jun Lee is gonna have to like strategize his way to like turn Kara good, which I don't think you can do once he gets to level 20.
Yeah. Kilda Sankara can erase the world and restore it, which yeah, does that get rid of time? I guess.
I think it just
Yeah.
that he rewinds time by I think he just
Hmm.
comes back by rewinding time. I could be wrong though.
Interesting. Okay. This one's got me in
But-
a
I know, right?
in a mind fuck. Like, how the heck does this pan
But
out?
if this
then?
was level 19 if this was level 19 Frisk / Kara, I think this whole situation changes because at level 20, that's when he destroys the timeline. But level 19, like you're fighting Sans and like you're having a hard time beating him. So like feats are now
Mhm.
comparable. Sang Jun Lee would actually be way stronger than Frisk, which would turn this matchup completely on its head. So if
Well, he's
we're
gotta be
level
level
19,
20.
yeah, if
Yeah.
he's level 20, then like open and shut case. Level 19, that's an interesting fight.
Gotcha.
I'm
Okay.
reading something here. The 4 Horsemen of the Apocalypse, level 201. Am I the right? I'm in the right place. Yeah. What the fuck is this? The 4 gigantic demons riding horses. What am I? This is crazy. What is this? Can he
What are you
summon
talking about?
the 4 Horsemen
Yes.
of the Apocalypse? This is Sang Jun. This is
Oh,
Sang
for
Jun.
Sang Jun
Sang
Lee,
Jun
okay.
Lee. Yeah, he
Yeah.
could just summon them. Yeah, welcome to Manhwa.
I know. And I also got very nervous that when I looked at those notes that I was reading from a different character. Like I got really fucking scared for a second. Yeah. No, that's sick. That's awesome.
The world's
Okay.
least complicated Manhwa. Wait until we get into Omniscient Reader.
Oh my god. So what happens in this fight then? Like I'm kind of struggling to like picture what this
A
fight
lot
even
of
looks
death
like.
and resetting.
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Until I don't Kara gets to level 20 and wins. So
Well, Kara to get to level 20 would have to genocide all the monsters. That's what I'm saying. Like level 19 would be interesting in the way that there's an argument to be made that Sang Jun Lee might like strategize a way through as many deaths to like turn them good in the same way that Sans was kind of trying to. But I think level 20, Kara just kind of
Well, and
kills
Kara
him.
eventually can reach a point where they're just like not engaged or whatever, not determined enough, literally, to come back,
Yeah.
right? So that's probably what Sang Jun Lee has to like get to, I guess.
Yeah, but at level 20, like that's like point of no return. You fucked up super hard.
At level
all
20,
the
like
monsters are dead.
there's nothing stopping him from just like unmaking Sun Jin like immediately or destroying the timeline immediately. Like speed and strength become irrelevant. He's like God.
Yeah, so
essentially.
it just depends if Sang Jun can get rid of Kara, can get Kara into that state of non-determination
Yeah.
before Chara can get to that level, which would involve doing other things, right? So does that necessarily apply here?
Well, that's kind of like his whole like story is that like he's not particularly like combative focused. Like he can certainly like fight, but like his whole thing is that he's rewinding time and manipulating events and people to do exactly what he wants.
Gotcha. Okay.
Okay, this would be crazy to try and take on. And as Joe says, well, this is certainly a clusterfuck of a matchup.
Yeah. This one is like
it's cool though, but it's like it's wild.
I mean, wouldn't Chara like just start at level 20? Like just based
Yeah,
on
that's what I'm saying. Like,
if, battle rules?
like taking like standard Death Battle rules, we take them at their peak.
sure we take the
Yeah,
highest.
Chara would be
point.
Chara at level 20. There is no fight to be discussed. Chara destroys the timeline. He's
okay.
Yeah.
We're saying for the sake of a debate.
Hang
he
on.
starts it.
Yeah.
Wait, let me make sure I understand Kara's character here. So Chara, because I'm not super familiar with this level 20 thing. So if Chara reaches level 20, that's basically just the end.
Yep.
Yeah.
So if Kara's at level 20, Chara just wins everything.
Yeah. Pretty much.
Okay.
That's why I'm saying like level 19 would be interesting because that's the Sans fight, Chara.
Mm-hmm.
Or Sans fight Frisk.
And Sans fucking sucks. Weak little fuck.
Gilded and third.
So like if we like took the like at a certain time period of Chara, I think like the fight's like super interesting and like we can talk about like the dynamics of their personality and stuff. Level 20, there's no fight, in my opinion at least. But I think it's still really cool.
Yeah. So got some relevant super chats. So Gilda says Chara is so reliant on Frisk's actions and only does something when Frisk does genocide. It basically corrupts their morals. In my opinion, I'd rather use Frisk, but that's just me. The exact same time, Third Degree says Chara is just an alternate personality of Frisk, so this should be Frisk's analysis.
I mean, kind of. Yeah,
I thought Chara was
Frisk
different
is their own character though, and doesn't necessarily apply this whole idea of wanting to end it all. So I think that's the general idea here. But
yeah, and then Zeto says Sang Jun has the condition where he literally can't be killed permanently by anyone except by the overlord of the world. Would Chara circumvent that?
That's the whole thing. That's why he tries to manipulate Minsu Kim, because he becomes a new demon lord. It's like, oh, if I get him to like get mad enough to kill me, then I'm free. So that was like his whole like manipulation plot. But the main argument is that like if the timeline's destroyed, his power works by rewinding time to like a previous save he had. So if there's no save to go back to, then he can't come back. Unless you have like evidence that like he can come back even if time doesn't exist.
So this is less of a fight and more of a like question of
philosophical
how do these two like reality ending powers interact with each other, right?
Yeah.
Like that's really what this is.
Interesting.
Answers. Does anybody have an answer to that question?
I bet Archer has a sword for that. I bet he can.
I bet the Monado could kill him. I bet the Monado could kill him both.
Oh my god. Okay. Well, chat, do any of you have any answers for that? So like I'm curious where you guys are at with this.
I mean, but the other thing too is like Sang Jun really wants to die, right? Like that's his whole
does he care if he's killed by like a fucking piece of shit like Chara? Is he like, finally, you can do the unrewinding thing? Hit me with it, buddy. Fucking hit me with
Johan
that
says,
plastic
will
knife.
Frisk be included in this? I've always viewed Frisk and Chara as a package deal in regards to matchups. Sure. Does something change if Frisk is included?
The Frisk just opens up like the idea of like full determination Frisk or like genocidal stuff or like even one of the neutral paths. It's just that Chara kind of limits him to like his personality in the genocide run, which gives him like a bit of different powers, while Frisk gives him the full range as long as he like chooses to.
Gotcha. Okay. I do think including Frisk in that sense kind of goes against the idea of the matchup. Because it's specifically these two characterizations against each other with their specific reality bending powers, or about their own erasure, essentially. Can Chara one-shot Sang Jun Lee in a way that does kill him rather than bring him back? Is essentially the question. And that's what I'm curious about. If anybody in chat has any thoughts on that, who
Zetto
one
says,
shots who first is the
can
question.
time really be compared to save files? Wouldn't it just make Sang Jun reset from new game essentially?
The reason it can is because of Flowey, at least in Undertale. When you try to
Right.
basically like restoring like a save file or like restoring the timeline, that's equated to save files within Undertale. Like Flowey manipulates that within any of the neutral runs in Undertale. And kind of Asriel too. So I think like save files and like the concept of time in Undertale are intrinsically tied to each other. Because like when you die in Undertale, like you go back to like a previous point in time, but people like Sans can still remember those save files / different resets. So they're tied.
Yeah, we got some people talking about
Vamulator
flowers as well in chat.
agrees. Yeah, and then Helton says Chara and the genocide route describes themselves as the feeling of numbers increasing, implying they're a concept of some kind. I mean, I saw a couple people saying that earlier, so that might play into that as well. Thank you, crossover. And then Gilded with one last one. Fun fact, along with deleting the world, Chara was originally meant to also delete the game from your PC, but a coding error on Toby's end prevented this.
That's so fucking brutal if it deletes the game from your fucking computer if you paid for it.
Right?
That's awesome. I wish he had done that. I wish he had done that and like gotten sued by somebody. That would have been awesome.
Well, I mean,
Not
you just have
because
to
he's bad to
reinstall
get
it.
sued. Yeah, but that's still hilarious. Holy shit.
Yeah.
I do wonder if that could have created legal issues.
Yeah,
'cause,
no,
like,
I don't mean like
Oh,
I
yeah.
want him to be sued. I just want
Right.
the situation of him being sued because of how crazy that is, not the result of him facing legal
And it sounds like you
That
want
makes sense.
Toby Fox to be
I don't
sued.
want
That's
Toby
what
Fox to be
it sounds
sued,
like. You want
but I
him to
want
be
him to
fucking
be sued. I want a suing
sued.
to occur.
All right, so get your votes in. See who you think one shots who first. We are once again we do have a pretty convincing lead, though I do wonder if it really comes down to the question of who the hell is Sang Jun Lee.
I think that's definitely playing a factor here, for sure. And
Yeah.
Read
Johan,
more
we talked about
manhwa.
that.
Manhwa's sick.
Yeah. 3 Degree says, so another who's quicker on the draw? I don't know.
I guess so. It's less of a who's quicker on the draw and more of a whose reality ending power actually works against the other, right?
Right.
Like, because both of them have ways to just kind of end it for the other, but in order for that to occur in the first place, it has to also rewrite how the other's respawn ability works. So it's less of a death battle of like stats and things like that, and more of just a question. It more so comes down to a single question, which is kind of interesting as a death battle concept. I do kind of like that. I do like death battles that do come down to like it all comes down to this one question. You know, that's really fun.
Yeah, that's why like I think like
question.
that's why I think like philosophically for the debate, like the debate question, like what the reality warping powers can do. That's why I think it should be level 19 card, because that like opens up like a lot of questions about like how they interact. Level 19 Frisk, I think, would be like we could really like dive into like that the philosophy of what that means.
Gotcha.
That's be sick.
Okay, so that's why. Okay. Interesting. So it would require a little bit of finagling with the matchup, but it could create a unique situation. Okay. Well, with 77% of the vote, you guys seem to be firmly on Chara's side of the field. But we'll see if that's the same for this next one we're here to talk about. Liam, you're back. It's no longer DJ versus DJ. We do have another DJ versus DJ coming up, so stay tuned for that. As we are officially over our first hour. Hey, if you are tuning in and wondering what the heck, why are these guys still live? Today's Death Battle cast is the Mega Cast. Welcome to the Mega Cast. We're going for 3 hours. We'll see how this goes. We are talking about a bunch of different matchups from the Kickstarter. Since we are getting close to the anniversary of the Kickstarter, which is crazy to us. One of the rewards for the Kickstarter was pitching a matchup to us that we then talk about on Death Battle Cast. And so we're basically dedicating a whole episode of Death Battle Cast to a bunch of those matchups that you guys sent to us through your Kickstarter reward. So yes, missing my picture 64.
Yeah,
3
3
hours. Hopefully we survive.
1 down, 2 to go.
We're a third of the way through. All right, and we do have some other people joining. Max and Billy will be coming on later on to talk about some matchups that they're invested in as well. But we got one between Liam and DJ right now, which is this one's exciting. Any Mega Man stands in the chat? Anybody here excited about Mega Man? Who here?
Not
Who
me.
here likes
This is
Mega
my
Man?
first time ever hearing about Star Force Mega
Okay.
Man. I don't even know what the fuck that is.
Well, that's what I was gonna say. Is like you may have heard of Mega Man, but what the hell is Geostellar Star Force? Have you heard of that one? I mean, if
Well,
you've
you better.
watched our Mega Man Battle Royale, you probably did.
If you're a real fan of our show.
Fun
fact,
So
That's the second episode I wrote, and because the first 2 episodes I did were Mega Man episodes, I think you like suggested to me that I was like a really big Mega Man fan. You're like, you're a huge Mega Man fan, right? You said that to me one time, and I was like, I mean, yeah, I like it.
did I?
Yeah, and it was because I did Sigma in my first episode. It was Ultron Sigma.
Right.
So I became the Mega Man guy, and I was like, no, I'm the JoJo guy.
Yeah. Which means Liam, you are in charge of talking about Geo for this, and we're going to be talking about Geo versus Gunvolt from Azure Striker Gunvolt. Yeah, check out this thumbnail because like it's that you can immediately see the reason from
Blue.
like it
Anime?
is blue anime boys who shoot lasers from their hands. Let's go. And also Gunvolt versus Geostellar Star Force. It just makes sense.
Surely this one's not going to come down to which one can rewrite the reality of the other one, right? Right?
Well, funny you say that. All right.
Yeah.
Well,
Liam, give us the rundown on Star Force.
it's funny that I brought up JoJo. That was intentional, but I made it sound like it wasn't because Geostellar is
Liam's so clever, guy.
I fit that one in there. Geostellar is a boy, a human boy. This is like the latest in the Mega Man timeline, but in the good timeline where shit doesn't get fucked up. That's the other original timeline, ends with Legends and everything going bad. Geo is a human boy that has merged with an alien named Omega Exis or Omega Zis. I'm not sure. He is an Amian, but he went to planet FM, so I think people thought he was an FMian. He's an FMian or an Amian, but what that is he's made of.
What are you saying? Wait, back up. What the fuck are you talking
He
about?
is
Like
an
FM
alien
and AM
made out of
radio.
like FM, AM, like aliens.
Okay.
That was a bit in our episode. And he is an alien made out of electromagnetic waves. He's a big blue cat that looks kind of like Star Platinum. And they merge together and become Star Force Mega Man. Star Force Mega Man is made of electromagnetic waves. So whereas EXE is like a computer program, Star Force Mega Man is a radio show. Star Force Mega Man is like getting punched in the face with like a broadcast of Rush Limbaugh. He is incredibly powerful. He is invisible and intangible. He can shift like his wavelength to be able to phase through a variety of different things. He can possess electronics, which might come into handy with Gunvolt.
Okay.
And he is the second most versatile Mega Man character in terms of abilities. He has he can do just about fucking anything. My favorite reading about this was an ability called Darkness Hole, which I liked, which I don't think is a black hole because he can also do black holes with one of his power-ups. But he sends you into a void, into a hole of darkness.
Please
He
don't
can also
tell
stop
me
time.
you think Geo's going to win with his darkness hole.
He's gonna send Gunvolt into his darkness hole, and Gunvolt is never gonna get out. He can also stop time with one of his abilities. Interestingly, Omega Exis or whatever his name is, Star Platinum Cat. He can freeze time in order to do like a tutorial. So like he literally does like in the game freeze time in order to give your little tutorial. So he can break the fourth wall in kind of sort of a funny way as well. Geo also has access to noise, which can like disrupt technology and superpower him up. He's just crazy. He has so many fucking different abilities. He's nuts. He's the second most powerful Mega Man. He fights EXE in canon loses to him, but only because he's holding back. Now he actually would lose to him, as we determined in the episode. But they are similarly, they are at least they're clearly way more powerful than every other Mega Man. Like the Mega Man Battle Royale is really Star Force versus EXE. Yeah.
Okay. Then let's talk about Gunvolt. DJ, what's going on with Gunvolt?
All right, so someone in chat mentioned this, and I thought it was really funny. 'Cause I was gonna say this, that basically Gunvolt is pretty much Electric Zero. Gunvolt, as a striker, Gunvolt was pretty much a spiritual successor to the Mega Man ZX series, which focused mainly on Zero, and it was very much more combat focused. Like even like the ways that they draw sprites is like Super ZX inspired. So Gunvolt, he's basically he's like a okay, how am I going to explain this without using a bunch of proper nouns? He was founded by a resistance group like way back in the day as a kid, and they basically brought him in, and he ended up meeting somebody else, and he ended up leaving that resistance group to basically protect her. And that's because as Gunvolt is pretty much a primal dragon, one of the old entities that can like completely mess up the world if they go berserk. They're super powered humans in the Azure Striker world. They are called adepts, and they are basically ESP. So what you were talking about, like like equipment and electricity, no, they're all spiritual. So Gunvolt basically has the ability to manipulate a lot of electricity from his body. He's basically Electric Mega Man. He goes on fighting rogue adepts that like have gone berserk, and it's like going through and messing up society, pretty much the exact same as like the Mavericks. And he ends up taking all of their abilities, and throughout those funny that we were just talking about Sash, that he comes to term with his primal dragon heritage throughout all 3 games and learns more about himself. What's up with these dragons, man?
I had to come to term with my primal dragon nature as well when I was 14.
And basically like these reality warping these reality warping primordials want to destroy everything, and it's up to Azure Striker and all of his gang of friends to defeat him. He has the basically Adeptus have these things called Septimas, which are just abilities. We could just call them abilities. There are just abilities with like a little more flavor to them. He has the ability of the Azure Striker. And Azure Striker is like this really old, like the first Septima or ability that was discovered by humankind, and it basically allows you to freely control electricity. And his main thing is that he's a really good marksman, and he can tag you with bolts. And when he tags you with bolts, they basically supercharge them with electricity, which he can then use a ton of effects. He can straight up teleport and dash over to you. He can like siphon your health. He can like charge you up with a ton of electricity. He can go from like one bolt of electricity to another and like zigzag. He's pretty much like living lightning. Not a Shazam reference. He's super like obviously superhuman, like being like an adept, and one of the adepti. He can increase his again. Funny that we were just talking about Sash. His emotions also charge his power. So when he gets really mad, he also like becomes a lot stronger. He can like sense like waves in the air. Like there's kind of like the life wave Final Fantasy VII live stream. Sorry, I'm jumping all over the place, but he can basically like sense like very incorporeal spirits, which he uses for like a lot of his abilities. He can like shoot out like a bunch of energy to the point where it like dissolves anything that it touches. He can like shoot down like really large bolts of lightning. He ends up like taking power. He ends up taking like powers like giant swords. He basically is becoming like a super powered Mega Man boss until the end of the game, where there was a character called Mobius that ended up possessing him, and he gave him a possessed Gunvolt, which is like pretty much a different character. But I think that's kind of where this matchup kind of stems on, and that when he's possessed by like the main antagonist of Azure Striker 3, he possesses the ability to reality warp everything on a multiversal scale.
Okay.
Like he could just.
Can we have a single matchup that doesn't end in who reality warps faster?
No.
No,
But,
that's
but,
that's
but,
the
but
thing.
specifically because he like looks and sees like a variety, like an infinite number of possibilities, and then he like picks
Yeah,
the universe where he wins or something like that, right?
yeah,
Isn't it
pretty
that?
much.
Yeah.
Also,
Like he
Tenno
can
says
choose like an or
Gio's greatest
sorry.
feat involves beating an energy manipulating space dragon, which was powered by a whole supermassive black hole. Which
Yeah.
isn't
Yeah,
that what
Yeah.
Gunvolt is?
I should add like okay Geo like okay I think aside from the Mobius possession crazy bingus ability that he gets at the end, Geo I think is way stronger because he scales to Sirius, who was able to move a black hole, the one that's in the center of the Milky Way galaxy. I think it's Sagittarius A. Move that hundreds of millions of miles in like a day, and the mass of that black hole is like 40 times the mass of the sun or something like that, and that would be like solar system level, like enough to destroy a solar system. You can also like they can also fly across the galaxy like super fucking fast, like billions of times faster than light. So I think it is like Sash Lilac versus Shantae, my character, where it is
Yeah.
like you either get reality warped or you get blitzed to fuck.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. It's another
Yeah,
wish
because
versus speed.
the big
question.
feat for Gunvolt 1 and 2 is that when he's like trying to figure out like, oh, I'm like actually like one of the primal dragons, is that Mobius basically beams in a vision that like in an alternate future, like he actually destroyed the world when he went berserk as like one of the primal dragons for I believe for like mainly unclear reasons. I think like someone close to him had died, so he like like he fully went berserk since all Adepti are eventually going to be berserk again, Maverick influenced. So destroying the world, like surface wiping, that's like petatons of energy, but that's nothing compared to like moving a black hole singularity like several meters.
Yeah.
But
I
if
think-
you include if you talk about Gunvolt that was possessed by Mobius at the end of 3, then you get like the reality warping, like I can erase you from existence thing. But I think that's pretty much like a different character at that point.
He also might be able to like stop time. Oh, Omega X's could be like, here's the tutorial for how you beat this character, and then time stops, and he says press A to blitz and kill him with your solar system level attack.
Oh my god, guys, these Kickstarter pitches of yours get crazy.
Wild.
Or he
yeah,
sends-
I remember.
he sends
So
him to his dark
I was looking at my notes from this pitch as well, and I did see that there was a recurring theme from both of them that they were like they team up with musicians. That the pitch kind of talked about how the musician might be involved in the fight, and the fight could have like the music shifting from Gunvolt music to Mega Man music back and forth.
That's sick.
that'd
which
be
could
sick.
Very fun.
Yeah. And I do remember they thought Geo wins this. We'll
Thanks.
Oh,
Thanks, buddy.
wait.
Assist.
Cody Briner in the chat. Ironically, Mobius is the villains in Xenoblade 3. I forgot about that. That is
Oh my god,
really
it's all
funny.
connected. See,
Oh,
that's
yeah.
that's the secret for Mega Cast. Is actually at the end of the cast, it's all one matchup. We've been talking about a single matchup the whole
this
time.
whole time.
Mobius Dragon versus Divine Wish God person. And all of them want to die, I guess, and respawn.
Well, the good news is Third Degree says my pitch has little to no reality ending, and Johan says I think my pitch aren't anything that crazy. So
My pitch is man with a baseball bat versus man with rock.
yeah, I know, right? We get to just like this person can blow up a building, versus
Deadliest warrior.
Yeah.
Okay.
Now, if I was being
I'm
like
seeing-
real, I love like Gunvolt's like gameplay. I just don't think he has what it takes to deal with Star Force's battleships like at all.
Should I play Gunvolt, DJ?
Oh yeah, you
Should
should.
I get
It's like, I mean, do you like the ZX series? Have you played those?
Yeah. I played the Zero games. Not
Yeah, that's
technically ZX, but
Zero
yeah.
ZX. Yeah, but pretty much.
Yeah, same thing. Cool.
Okay. So
I like killing people.
some of the craziest Mega Man versus one of the craziest inspirations from Mega Man, essentially, or I guess inspired by a Mega Man. It would definitely be a cool looking fight. I could definitely see that. I am curious, chat, if anybody here thinks Gunvolt stands a chance. but yeah, well, that's what the poll is in chat right now. And we will jump into our last DJ versus DJ match in just a minute.
Okay.
But let us know who you guys think wins between Geo and Gunvolt.
Yeah,
Got a
Gunvolt.
lot of people in chat talking about how it'd be cool to see Gunvolt.
Oh
Okay.
yeah, I would. I mean, like back in the day, I was like, man, I really want to versus Gunvolt. Quotes fucked, but I love Cave Story, so I just want to use Cave Story at some point.
Oh, dude, same. I would love to do Cave Story. That is probably one of the hardest games I've ever beaten.
Cave Story is probably like behind Thousand Year Door. That's probably my second favorite video game. Cave Story.
It's so good.
So good.
Gilded says I gotta come clean. My pitch tame as hell compared to these.
I mean, to be fair, there's so many of these like pitch matchups that we've been talking about that was just like, this character probably clearly wins unless.
Exactly. Right.
Yeah. Because there's
All right, once
so many of
again-
these pitches are about characters, interacting.
Yeah, exactly. One of the best things about these pitches is, at least from Chad and I's perspective, is just sitting down with a bunch of you guys and talking through how you see like specific characters being presented and analyzed on Death Battle. Even if the matchup itself that the pitcher is thinking about maybe wouldn't work out, just hearing about these characters and how each of you sort of like perceives the characters and would want them presented on Death Battle is equally fascinating, and we learn a lot from that.
Yeah. Or sometimes it's but this is the question that I think it would have to be answered, and then that's really cool because that gives us a whole thing that we think about how to shape the episode around and stuff. So it's really, it's been great.
Exactly. It looks like 77% of you think the question or the answer to this question is Mega Man is just busted. All right. So let's get to DJ, your final matchup of the day. Everybody, this is DJ's final matchup of the day before he moves. He's going to step out and we're going to
before I move on to the great beyond, the great researcher form in the sky.
And it is our second DJ versus DJ matchup.
Factory.
Okay. So this is a character from Blue Exorcist versus a character from Rosario Vampire. Rin versus Mocha, right?
Yeah, I just had to make sure I got his last name right because like when I was doing my own versus stuff before I went on Death Battle, I was researching this guy. Rin Okamura versus Mocha Akashiya, Blue Exorcist versus Rosario plus Vampire. Basically the son of Satan versus the I guess descendant of one of the Dark Lords. I wouldn't say Alucard or Dracula, but basically son of Satan versus daughter of Super Vampire.
Gotcha.
Okay. All right.
Super Vampire, powered by the sun.
And basically that's
greatest strength and weakness simultaneously.
Kryptonian vampires have it rough. I'm sorry,
Kryptonian vampires. Sorry, I would love to explore that at another time.
Everyone's gonna say they missed me. I've done 7 of these. I'm good. But either way. So Rin Okamura, son of Satan, and he basically goes to shonen school, and he wants to become a Night Master because he wants to beat up Satan. He wants to kill Satan's ass. And on the opposite end, Mocha basically is a vampirist at Yokai Academy. She's basically the female MC, one of the 3 Dark Lords, and she's basically trying to come to terms with her dark powers while supporting the male MC in his development as well. And what it's basically is just going to be vampire versus a lot of fire because Rin basically has spirit fire. His main weapon is a sword called Kirikara. He has, which he's like super skilled with. He can like imbue it with blue flames, hence the name Blue Exorcist. They are exorcising evil spirits, evil demons, etc., etc. He has like the flame of Satan, which is like just super really strong flames that like are powered by hell. Basically fire is his main thing, and since he's a demon, he can like regrow his limbs super fast. He can lose his limbs and like and reattach them like lickety split. He can shoot like his thoughts into other people. He can like manipulate other people's minds. He has like awareness of everyone around him, and then in like shonen fashion, like he has certain like special moves. He has Satan Slash, Satan Bomb, Satan Campfire, Satan Bomb Campfire.
I thought you said Satan
Satan
Bomb for a
Campfire.
second.
That's
But he's a
the
good
yeah.
guy. But he's a good guy.
Okay.
At the end of the day. Mocha. So Mocha, her whole thing is that like she seems like really timid and passive on the outside, and that would be outer Mocha. But when we get into inner Mocha is like this cold, stark badass that'll kill you with like a kick of her kick of her boot. So since she's a vampire, she has like all the vampire things, like she's super or anime vampire, I should say, not like actual
His own subspecies.
yeah, she's super strong, super fast. She can consume blood. She needs blood. If she turns anemic, then that's like she'll eventually die if she like doesn't drink blood
same
for.
here.
Like other vampires, like their whole thing is like they can charm you, like they can like get you like, oh, I'm gonna come into like allow me into your home. That was like the original thing for vampires. But in anime, like I can charm you and manipulate your mind so that like I can make you lower your guard. Much like Rin, like she can detect spiritual pressures around her. Those are called yoki, as opposed to the yokai of Blue Exorcist. So they're pretty much fighting like evil entities all the time. Her whole thing is that she's like extremely gifted with how she uses her blood. So she can coalesce her blood and basically make them into like objects that she wants. She can make them into weapons. She can make them into parts of armors that are like extremely hard to break through. And she can make it so that like she can like pump her blood really fast so that like she has like increased stamina and durability, basically making it so that she's getting the full use out of her blood as much as possible. And since she's from the Sensho bloodline, she's like way stronger than like most, if not all of the vampires within Rosaria plus Vampire, besides like obviously like the Dark Lords, which are her mother and father, like she's descendants of them. She like has like a Diavolo thing where like she could communicate with like her inner, like her outer timid self and like her inner stark self. So they're always like kind of trying to give each other advice. Like, hey, like you should be nicer, meaner, etc. Doppio Diavolo type shit.
Yeah.
And she can like grow bat wings to pretty much fly. And that's generally the range of their abilities. And what this is going to come down to is pretty much Ren's regeneration versus Mocha's powers. Because as far as regeneration goes, Mocha can do it, but it's a bit limited, not as much as like attaching limbs and stuff, as far as I know. But if Mocha is able to kind of get around that regeneration, kind of just fuck them up, then Ren's kind of dead. They both like scale. Their stats are actually pretty similar, which is like really unheard of for this cast specifically. But they both like scale above like mountain busting, and they're both like supersonic. They can both like dodge bullets and break the sound barrier. So pretty comparable overall.
Okay.
So this will come down to like their skill sets and I guess magic and like exorcism techniques.
Gotcha. So this was Third Degree's matchup. He said, "I'm a man of my word, 50 memberships." But well, then we haven't heard a word. So I don't know if you got. I'm sure the credit card company's like, "What are you doing? Don't do that." Anyway,
Ren's Hellfire also burns the soul. I didn't know that. So that actually.
That's interesting. Also, both the characters have like the limiter thing, right? Like I remember we were having this conversation. It's like a necklace, and then like a sword has to be drawn or something.
Yeah. So Mocha does not. She wears a necklace that keeps her in her
outer
passive state.
Yeah, her outer Mocha.
Yeah. If you take that off, she becomes her like evil vampire, like dangerous vampire form.
An iced Mocha.
But she can't take it off herself, right? Is the idea. So somebody else has to take it off. So we would obviously have that off at the start, or it would come off. It would be equated as off for the actual comparison. And I believe Rin has something similar. That kind of
the sword being drawn.
Yeah, it's the sword. It's Kurakara being drawn.
Yeah.
So obviously we would have those in mind, like as released when we do the actual comparison. So it's not going to be like, well, Mocha can't take her necklace off, so she automatically loses. That'd be lame. Yeah. Okay, yeah, this one's fascinating because it's definitely it's a unique pairing with some very interesting sort of similarities. Um, yeah, I like it a lot.
So wait,
Tech-
if she, sorry,
Good.
go on.
Okay.
My turn then. What is Rin's? No, what is Mocha's regeneration again? Like how good is it?
It's just that like standard vampire stuff. Like she can be like beaten around. Like she can like get like minor cuts, scrapes. I'm not sure if she's like been able to like regenerate, like getting her limbs lost and stuff. But like she can regenerate like pretty fast.
Oh, sorry. Is it
like
is
with
it
blood,
Rin
blood.
the one with the really good regeneration?
Yeah,
Yeah,
well, Mistech in the
Rin
chat
is the
says
one with really good.
Rin has
gotcha,
regenerated from
gotcha.
being reduced to a puddle by Mephisto.
How did Marble get in this conversation?
Gotcha.
Yeah, I know, right?
Okay.
So
Yeah.
okay, but Mocha does not have that kind of regeneration.
Not to the same extent. Just like standard anime, like I'll get beat, I'll regenerate from it.
But
With, like,
power wise,
hacks
does she
abilities.
potentially outstat Rin?
No, they're pretty comparable overall. They both have like I had images I was meant to send to Sam, I forgot, but they both like scale above like mountain busting, and they're like pretty much exactly the same speed wise. So it really would just come down to abilities.
Could his like soul destroying flames be like a kill, like a Ghost Rider kind of?
Yeah,
like,
it could be a kill. I think so.
Nice.
Interesting.
Okay.
But I also know that
what
like
is-
with Mocha's like flight and like she's like more like she has more creative techniques with like her blood than like Ren's flames. So it might be like a war of attrition if she can if she
she's got
has like a way past.
versatility advantage, essentially.
Right.
Okay. So like, how does Mocha kill him then? Like, does she have anything that could actually?
I
don't know. I think that's something Chad will have to help me with because like if Ren's been like lose his limbs and been reduced to puddle and was able to restore himself, I'm not sure if Mocha has a way around it. She can use like blood manipulation, but I think it's only for her own blood. Otherwise, my go-to would be, she would just like reduce him to a puddle and then like manipulate his own blood, and that'd be it. But I'm not sure.
Can she like vaporize him in any way? Does she have anything that can reduce him to less than a puddle, like ash or something?
No, she would have to be substantially stronger, and she doesn't have like fire in her kit.
She has Know Your Place, which is where she kicks her opponent in the face.
Y'all, what is happening right now? Sorry to step on your right, but Nikki just gifted out 50 Death Battle memberships. Once again, I haven't confirmed if that's our friend Nikki or not. If it is, hi Nikki. If either way, hi. And thank you. That's insane. And Vamilator, Ben's favorite name to say, also gifted out 50. Yes. Wow. Y'all are incredibly generous.
Thank
you.
So
hey, if
much,
you got gifted a membership, you can talk in chat now, and you can go check out all the membership content that's on the channel.
Yeah, awesome. Incredible. So okay.
Yeah, Ben.
What does Mocha do? Is my big question. Like, how does she?
Like, she can fight, but I'm not sure how she can permanently kill Ren. Like, she can like cut him up, and like she can make weapons out of her own blood. She can like kick him really hard, and it'll put a hole in his chest.
Mocha, is that just her most powerful, most vampire form? Vampirific?
True ancestor. I'm pretty sure that's just like a reference to her, like her Sensho bloodline, like being like one of like the true, like being like an inheritor of like one of the 3 Dark Lords. I'm not sure if she has like a super form. If she does have a super form, then I completely missed that.
Versus Battles has just a picture of her in like a white dress, and she looks very like look how strong I am. But it's not saying anything else besides that.
I mean, she's got like her transformation into vampire, and can utilize another person's blood, right?
Wait. No, that's what I'm saying. If she could utilize another person's blood, that would be like the way to permanently kill Ren. Is that like if she got to a point of reducing him to a puddle, she would just manipulate that blood, and that would be it, because that would be like in her possession. And like Sensho bloodlines have like really strong connections to blood, so I'm not sure if Ren could break out of something like that, but she doesn't. So I'm not sure how she would permanently kill him. That is the memberships keep coming. Oh my god.
Yeah,
So,
I'm waiting for chat to catch up so that maybe somebody has some sort of news, some sort of info about how Mocha could actually win this, but be Vamilator and Nikki just completely destroyed the conversation.
And so
because of the memberships.
Yeah, and Third Degree is just like, I'm being one up. His payment won't go through, and he's like, I'm being one upped on my own pitch. Like, get Jinx gifted out one.
It is so funny to me how YouTube's chat has to be like, and this person gets a membership, and then this person gets a membership.
I know, right?
And then this person. So when you gift 100 memberships, it's just like, hang on, guys, we're gonna have to take like a 5-minute break.
Yeah,
but I will comment on Lemonade. How would she, also nice name, how would she, if she's not strong enough to damage rate, if they're comparable in power, then like it would just kind of work normally. Like if I slashed you in the chest, then it would be the same if I like were to slash Liam in the chest. Like it's not, like we're comparable. So it would.
I would not die if I got slashed in the chest. I have high conceptual regeneration. So I just want to put that one out there. But yeah, I get what your argument is. If I didn't have higher dimensional conceptual regeneration, then that would kill me. Yes. It makes a good point. Just want to clarify that for the audience. Just making sure.
Guys, quick announcement. The membership stream is finally over. Yay! Chat's open again.
Wow.
Then watch Third Degree's payment go through right as you said that. Let's see. But that's cool. This is a cool matchup. I've seen a lot of people in the chat being like, "Oh, I actually really like this," or "This is cool." So
yeah, this one's awesome. But it's like fascinating to me because it's another one of those that presents like a really interesting questions of like how their powers would actually compare, and who would actually be able to get off a kill. Because especially with Rin's regeneration, I've got a lot of questions about that.
Sorry, the way this is phrased, stories of a satyr. Can he survive being chugged? Isn't it a thing in Rosaria that your blood sort of connects to your soul?
I can't.
It's him being chugged. Like,
that's
right. If she drinks up all his blood,
all of his blood.
What happens then? If
or
she
whatever
chugs
this person
his blood,
means by getting chugged,
specifically from the neck or whatever.
I just got chugged, bro.
It's just like, dude's upside down, and she's
the chuggening begins.
How do you shotgun a human? Like,
buddy, with a lot of love and a lot of care.
Oh no. Everything about this matchup is falling apart.
It was the day I became a man. It was the day I got chugged.
Guys, we're only halfway through Mega Cast. Like,
but if we're being real,
I'm sorry, that really got me. That phrasing, chugged to death.
All right, well, get your votes in. Does Rin's regeneration win this, or does he get chugged?
We should have just put Rin, instead of Rin and Mocha, it should be Rin and Mocha chugs. That's what we should have.
Hang on.
True chug Mocha.
True chug Mocha.
You're redoing it. Okay.
Fuck off. The poll ended 1%. It took the most important percent away. It stole the most important percent. It's not 68.
That one doesn't count. Ben's redoing it.
Oh, yeah, that one doesn't count. Gotcha. This is the win. This is the right one.
Guys, we know what to.
Who true chugs?
Yes, yeah. So get your votes in. As we're gonna wrap this one up and move on to the next one. Wow. So typically we keep who pitches it, private because it's privacy and whatnot. We don't necessarily talk about them, but obviously Third Degree in chat has talked about this. What a matchup, Third Degree.
Third Degree is there chugging
really,
that happens.
Really interesting conversation. I hope you like the conversation that came out of it and the crazy
really
shit we just talked about.
Stories of a satyr. Woo! I turned the tide.
Yeah, exactly. Because guess what? Now Mocha Chugs is winning with 60% of the vote. You increase that percentage by 9, and I'll end it right there. So, oh my god. What a crazy membership. Also, welcome to the 100 new members.
Yeah.
Thanks for joining us. This is that's crazy. we obviously kind of moved right back into the fight, but we really do appreciate those huge, gifted memberships. So thank you to everybody who gifts memberships throughout this whole stream and whatnot.
Yeah.
You will get a lot of experience points, and now you're probably on the top fans leaderboard, whatever the hell that is. I don't know. YouTube has a thing now, right?
Except for specifically gifting memberships does not count towards it.
Oh, it doesn't?
No.
What?
Sorry, never mind. You are not on the top fans leaderboard. You
That
would
doesn't
think
make any
gifting
sense.
50 memberships would get you on
You
there.
would
What
think
the
that.
hell?
YouTube's aware. Let's put it that way.
So sorry if Vimilator and Nikki, if Vimilator, Vimili, if you were gunning for that top spot,
Bam,
Vammy on the top fans leaderboard with the
It-
50 gifted
top
memberships.
fans.
You're
we
topping our
got
hearts.
robbed.
YouTube Red.
Oh,
top
Okay, Santa said
fans.
I
What
just
are they
gave
doing
money and the
here?
number went up. So maybe?
Whoa.
It does count for super chats. It does not count for
Oh.
gifting memberships.
Oh, that sucks.
That's
Yeah.
terrible.
That's not.
I don't
fair.
know, man.
Yep.
Yeah, hopefully they fix that. But Nikki says I don't think that's true. I went from 0 to 75. Well, I feel like you should get more than 75 XP.
Yeah,
I don't
that's
know
just
what
from
the
you-
currency of
that's
XP
from you
is.
being here and chatting, or that's yeah.
All right. So I'm gonna wrap up this poll with 58% of chat thinks Mocha chugs. So there we go.
Thank you, Jinx. for the
Closer
gift
than I
membership.
thought.
God.
Joe wants to know how many more matchups are left.
We
Thank you.
have a bunch.
17.
So
An hour
Um,
and 20 minutes worth.
yes. So actually, we're gonna switch some people out here. So DJ, thank you for jumping in and repping so many matchups.
Thank you, DJ.
Yeah,
Yeah,
thank
no
you. Everybody
problem.
say thank you, DJ. We're
Way to go,
gonna
DJ. Huge shout out.
so these guys are gonna
I'm
bounce for a
tired.
bit, and then come back in a bit with Max will be joining us for a couple matchups. In the meantime, I'm going to check out some super chats because I know
I am
we
tagging in the other editor.
yes, because I know we've got some that we missed. All right, yeah, thank you, DJ. Great job repping so many characters.
Yeah.
The rest of you can bounce for 5 minutes or whatever, while
Yeah,
I
I gotta
cover this.
pee.
All
I
right.
have to pee like
you
a
got the
racehorse.
sheet? You good?
I'm good. I got
All
it. Okay. So, all right. Hey guys, it's just me now. You can tell me all your secrets. No. So let's go through some of the super chats that we didn't cover before. So we got let's see. I know there were a few that we did cover regarding specific matchups that we talked about. So I want to make sure I skip those that we've already talked about.
Anything we talked about, I deleted. So there are stuff
already
still on
deleted?
there for
Okay,
specific
okay.
matches, but like, yeah, anything
Cool.
that was spoken
Thanks
of
for
is
heads
gone.
up.
Yep.
All right. So then with our very first one then would be Roland. Please do Chainsaw Devil versus Sakuna. We would love to do more stuff from Chainsaw Man and Jujutsu Kaisen. Stay tuned. Lee Mandragon, people die when they are killed and Fate stay. I should hope so. Matthew Laguerre, please bring up my matchup of Reen versus Byleth. Everyone spread the love and support for them. Reen, I don't know what Reen is from, but Byleth, I know, Fire Emblem. And then of course we got a there were a few Gilded Data. I saw your super chats coming in, but that's what I'm at on the list here, which is talking about your matchup being mentioned. So thank you for the super chats, Gilded. Let's see. I I know we got a few super chats that are people requesting us do matchups. I'll mention them, but I don't necessarily want to turn this into us talking about different matchups from super chats. So like from Christian, please do Paper Mario versus you from the Cruel King and the Great Hero. I honestly have no idea who that last character is. So thanks for including the franchise or the game. And then Cyber Celtic battle to determine the true Queen of Thieves, Carmen Sandiego versus Catwoman. I believe we actually had a pitch with Carmen Sandiego, which is very fun. Major Metroid. If General Grievous gets on Death Battle, please portray as he was in the 03 Clone Wars show and not the 08 show. I hate 08 Grievous. Wait. Is 03 Clone Wars the Tartovsky one? Whereas 08 is like the 3D one. Because I think I understand what you mean there. Sure. Grievous is I know Grievous has his fans, but I think Grievous is just fucking goofy. M Creeper, I ate a man alive tonight. Just gonna call the authorities real quick. Anyway, Cyber Celtic. In the case of weapons that erase people from existence, which is more powerful, Galactus's ultimate nullifier or Doctor Who's DMAT? Well, the ultimate nullifier erases everything. The DMAT just erases one person. The ultimate nullifier is it is literally the ultimate nullifier. So I think that kind of gives that one. The one because you guys, Deku went from getting seriously roasted on Twitter for fighting only street tiers to unlocking his own quirk. Street tier makes anyone who touches a street weaker than him all in 1 week. Yep, that's the power of Death Battle, I guess. Joe, I hope you guys talk about my matchup. AVGN versus Nostalgia Critic, classic request. And got Johan N for Noah. Oh, right, that was when we were talking about Consul N. Oh my god, these are all from the first 30 minutes of this cast. Dude Blade, so does this town burn in this fight? That was referencing a fight. Sorry, Dude Blade. I don't remember which fight that we were talking about there. Let's see. Oh my god, I can see out of the corner of my eye way more super chats happening. What are you guys doing? Hang on, let me catch up. I gotta just kind of skip a couple of these that were referencing the fights that we were talking about. From Third Degree, who recommended the last matchup. Brandon Yates actually made an epic vocal track for Gunvolt. Yes, I believe that was mentioned when we were doing our pitch for that. So go check out Yates's Gunvolt track. Let's see. This is from Orange Blaster. The unofficial theme for this cast is talking a lot about dragons, despite characters who are not dragons. We did talk a lot about dragons, and none of these are really dragons. This is kind of bizarre. And also Madagascar on GameCube. Specifically Madagascar on GameCube, that game, as a username. Says Gunvolt also fought Shovel Knight non-canonically. Why does that matter? We want to know canon. Come on. And then from Scotty Emerang, can we talk about Sonic from the games where IDW versus Goku? Well, if that's a pitch, maybe we'll talk about that. Okay, so there we go. That's the majority of the super chats that Chad have written down. Let's see. Do we have Max and Liam here?
Yarp.
Yeah, of course.
There they
here.
are.
IP'd,
What's
and
up,
it was
Max?
The baton has been passed from editor to
Yes.
here, and now I am here.
great.
Amazing. All right. Hey, everybody. If you are just joining or joined recently, we are doing the mega cast today. Basically, the idea behind this is we're going through a bunch of the Kickstarter pitches that got the reward tier of being talked about on Death Battle Cast. Because we're kind of getting close to that Death Battle Kickstarter 1-year anniversary. So, hey, if I hope you guys have enjoyed what that Kickstarter has allowed us to do, because we wouldn't be able to be making Death Battle this past year without you guys. So thank you for that. I know I'm beating a dead horse at this point, just thanking everybody about the Kickstarter, but I feel like we'll be saying that until the end of time. Quick note before we jump into more matchups, I did want to mention, first things first. If you are a base member, just a reminder, the base membership tier on the Death Battle channel does go away at the end of this month. So on July 31st, that'll be the last day that base form membership exists. That's the $3 tier. The $5 tier will still be there. The next dollar tier, all the other tiers will still be there. So it's just the base form, it's just the $3 tier that is going away. There's a whole community post on the YouTube channel with like the reasons why and things like that. If you want to go look at that, it's a whole thing. But basically, it's just a holdover from the Rooster Teeth days that doesn't really make sense for the independent era, right? So if you want to keep your membership badge, make sure to upgrade to a different membership tier before next month, and everything should be fine. Other thing, we do have more live shows this week. We have our typical ballot banter tomorrow. That will be at 1 p.m. Central Time. We do that every Wednesday at 1 p.m. That is another members live show that we do. Also going through a bunch of matchups that you guys have in mind. And then this Thursday, we will have our fireside chat. That's going to be at 6 p.m. Eastern Time or 5 p.m. Central Time. And that will be here on the Death Battle channel. And if you are a member of the channel, then that is basically the idea behind that show is we just hang out with you guys for an hour and talk about whatever. Maybe it's matchups. Maybe we'll talk about more matchups. Maybe we're just going to be talking about matchups for 3 days straight on this channel. But it could be anything, really. And then last thing I wanted to say is if you want this hat, if you want this shirt or anything else from the merchandise store, there's a bunch of Death Battle merch up right now at deathbattle.gg. Deathbattle.gg is our website. That's also our archive. We have every episode of Death Battle up on deathbattle.gg, including the most recent one. So go check that out if you haven't. And Elcado, will there be more mega live streams? We'll see. If you guys want us to do more crazy long live streams like this, maybe. We'll see how it all pans out. We'll see if we survive. We still got a little over an hour left. All right. If you guys don't know Max is one of our editors. He's been doing a fantastic job helping put together these episodes. I know a lot of praise goes to like the time and energy that goes into like animation and whatnot, but like one of the things about editors, like video editors, is that they're kind of the ninjas of video production. The editor kind of has such a huge part in making the episode what it is.
100%.
But the less you notice that they do, typically the better they've done. And Max and DJ are like our main editors for Death Battle. They're fantastic. Talented.
I was muted since I got back, and I was like, man, why is no one hearing me? And then I was like, oh, I didn't unmute. So now I did, and I have some things to say before we transition onto Max's debate.
Okay.
All right.
Okay, couple of things. One, y'all got away with it. Y'all know the rules that we'll read the super chats with matchup suggestions, but we don't read them aloud. So Ben did you a solid. Y'all sneaking those past. Also, what did you do?
You put them in the list, Chad.
I know. I just document them. But then oh my god, I'm trying to catch up. Why did they drop so many while I was gone? I'm like
I mentioned I saw it out of the corner of my eye that a bunch of super chats were happening. Well, Chad will have a whole super chat segment later on as well. So
I sure will.
If you want to make Chad's life miserable, just throw in a bunch of super chats.
No,
right
I'm
now.
trying to catch up. I'm like furiously doing this because I'm also like racing the clock because I know Google's gonna. I know YouTube's gonna crash on me, and so I'm just like.
Oh, I switched over to Firefox. It actually works. Yeah. Okay, it is amazing to me that Google's own website does not fucking work with YouTube.
The worst thing to do this with. I know. I need to swap.
Chrome crashes all the time when you're like streaming. It's so funny.
And then Grave King gifted out 5 memberships. So adding on to all those new members who should totally come hang out with us on Fireside Chat, like you were talking about. So. There we go. I think I'm close to caught up.
Vamalator.
God damn it.
More super chats, you say?
No.
More super shits? What? No.
Super shit.
All right, hang on. We gotta get to our first matchup here with Max because Max, you you while
Go on.
preparing for MegaCast, we were like, hey guys, here's the matchups that we'd like to, put on MegaCast. There's this character that we had a pitch with. So the first character of this is from the Toho project, right? Toho's
Yes.
pretty popular request. There's a lot of people requesting Toho episodes. This is Marisa from Toho, and Liam, you're going to be handling that, right? But Max, you
Yes.
decided to take on the research for the other character, who is
Here.
a very not so famous character, at least as far as I'm aware, named Matt
That's
from
right.
Epic Battle Fantasy.
Epic Battle Fantasy's very own Matt from this
Yeah,
game
that
franchise.
guy.
Of course, I've played. I know everything of Epic Battle Fantasy.
Who
Okay.
is this?
Okay, do you want me to start
Prove
off?
it.
Like, I'll be the first one?
Yeah, go for
Okay.
it.
So, in my travels, I found out what this all is all about.
Uh-huh.
Epic Battle Fantasy. It is a series of Flash games that were all heavily inspired by Final Fantasy. They're all, Matt is the main character alongside Natalie. And Natalie, she's the one that uses all the magic and stuff. And Matt is the sword fighter. He's the one that does most of the, he's the stronger one. He does all the fighting. And it's basically your typical RPG with like some, like, a lot of comedic elements and fourth wall breaking, which becomes a lot more important as the games go on. I believe there are 5 mainline games, maybe 6. I don't remember. It's 5 or 6. But also, he shows up in a couple of other games. Like, this has been a long running. The person who made this, like, they've used Matt a couple times. He basically has all the RPG elements you would expect. He's got a variety of swords that make him that have a different kinds of effects. Like, some of them will give him more MP, some of them will make him just more durable, and one of them makes his holy attack stronger. But he also has all the classic like healing items, MP items. He can resurrect himself should he die. So he's got one of those just attached at all times. So if he dies, he got another chance. It's a lot of fairly basic stuff at the start, but things go kind of fucking crazy as I kept going down this rabbit hole. So he fights zombie Super Saiyan free Goku, and because it's a
What?
Flash game,
Wait,
just
wait,
be
hang on.
Goku.
Back up, what?
Yeah, what?
It's zombie Super Saiyan free Goku. And because it's a Flash game, it can just be Goku. Now, they had to, when it brought the game to Steam, they had to call him Roku. But
Does he live in Roku City?
I was gonna say, is that better? That's another trademark brand. Just
Probably
Yeah,
even more
he's
litigious.
gonna find a bunch of TVs. No, it's important because. No, go. What were you gonna say?
I'm curious. Chat, does anybody know what the hell we're talking about? Please, if
okay.
anybody here is aware of Epic Battle Fantasy, please let us know in chat. Anyway,
I
keep
saw a
going.
couple people. I saw a
Okay.
couple people.
I'm gonna need to read you guys at some point, but I've got a lot of stuff here. It's okay.
Mhm.
Okay.
When he fights Roku, at the end of the fight, Roku blows up a chunk of the earth, and Matt is fine. He's fine for the next game, but that is not the most impressive thing, because in an earlier game, he just fights normal ass Goku, who easily destroys the planet. He completely annihilates the entire planet.
Wait,
And
hang on. What is normal as Goku?
It's just that's where they didn't.
It's when
even
his
have
ass
to-
is normal.
Mm.
It's when he has his darkness hole.
From what I saw, it was just like Super Saiyan Goku, and they did not call him Roku this time because it's an earlier game that didn't get.
Oh, they just straight up called him Goku.
It was just Goku that time, yeah.
That's
He's
hilarious.
planet.
The
Matt does
one
all
says-
kinds of crazy shit.
The one says zombie SSJ3 Goku. Of all the things, this is the wildest.
It's the best thing ever to find that. I was like, oh, I can bring that up. That'll add some fun to this. To bring up a zombie Super Saiyan Goku.
Oh my god. Okay, a few people in chat have said that they know it exists or it was a part of their childhood,
A
but
lot of people-
they don't want it to exist.
Oh no!
Oh, come on.
Oh,
It's
that's
harmless.
not.
Look, okay. So the craziest thing about Matt is not just his physical stats, which like get even crazier than what I just brought up. But the craziest thing is the fourth wall awareness, because the player who is playing the video game is important. He canonically, you, the player, resurrect him every time he dies, and that's why he can never die because the player is always bringing him back. It's like some Undertale shit where as long as the player is willing to guide them through this adventure, they will always come back forever. And I don't know what Toho fucker has up their sleeves. But if they can't
All right, well, let's
kill
talk about
me-
Toho fucker.
yeah, if they can't
Okay.
kill me, they're doomed.
Toho fucker could
God,
definitely
y'all-
kill you.
People have been waiting
when-
for Toho. Be nice. Like,
Marisa Kirasame. Marisa, her nickname actually in the games is Toho fucker. That wasn't a joke on Max's part. That's actually canon.
Yeah, that's
no,
her last
Marisa
name.
Kirasame
Or middle name,
is
sorry.
is the perhaps maybe I don't know if this is correct. The Tales of Toho. So there's the main character Reimu, and then Marisa joins her in the second game, and she's like a deuteragonist. And a deuteragonist, that it means a secondary protagonist, one of two protagonists. So what Toho is, because I'm sure that you're wondering, it is a game series that takes place in the Gensokyo region, which is in Japan. It's not actually a region. I shouldn't call it that, but it's in the games. It's called the Gensokyo. It's like this like kind of mystical forest area of Japan that is like sealed off by a magical barrier, and it's where like people live with yokai, and it's about fucking up yokai, about killing ass yokai. And she's a yokai exterminator. She is unique is that she doesn't have any like natural aptitude for magic. She had to use her hard work and bust her butt to learn magic, and because of that, she does not. She cannot use magic in like a very like detailed and sort of artistic kind of way. No, she just fucking shoots laser beams at you. She is a master of light and heat magic. She's purely destructive. Her magic is star themed, and this is what the kind of games, the Toho games are about. They're Danmaku, which is bullet hell. She just sends a billion stars at you. She has so many that she can actually fill up the entire sky with projectiles. She just sends a cajillion projectiles at you to obliterate you.
are they actually
also-
stars? Are we just clarifying there?
I mean, I don't think that they are. I don't think that they are like they have the mass of like stellar
Okay.
objects. But they are shaped like stars.
Got it. Okay.
That does not matter. She is incredibly powerful, which we'll get to. She can sense magic. She is acausal, so she can resist changes to her timeline. There was like a soul bad guy kind of event where like somebody fucked with the timeline and Marisa was okay. She can create magical circles which slow down time around her. She can create force fields. She can create shockwaves, move things with telekinesis, create after images. She can turn totally invulnerable. She can absorb somebody else's magic. She has a degree of passive fate manipulation. She has good luck. Things will go her way. She has this thing called the ultramarine orb elixir, which allows her to experience the future and then reverse time back to before the future happens. So she can experience dying or something like that, and then go back in time and then try to fix that.
Or know what's coming, right?
Or know what's coming. She's also she can also break the fourth wall. She's aware of the game mechanics. She can talk to the player, kind of similar to Omega Exis from earlier in the discussion. Toho characters are really fucking strong. There's this character Shinki who is able to create an infinitely sized dimension of Makai, which just means the demon realm. It's in lots of different things. There's a Makai in Darkstalkers. Create the infinitely sized dimension, and Marisa could defeat her. Marisa has tons of infinite speed feats. She was able to fly to the end of Kaguya's corridor, which is infinitely sized. She was also able to keep up with this ship, which could fly the length of Makai, which is infinitely sized, and she was able to cross the Sanzu River, which is infinitely long. So she has tons of infinite speed feats, tons of abilities. I think she's just gonna fuck whatever his fucking name is. Epic Battle Fantasy Fucker. Epic Battle Fucker. You're gonna fuck this shit.
That's not his name. That's disrespectful, I think.
That's his nickname.
I hate that we have to go immediately back into cosmic shit and like characters. That
Yeah, there's just no
infinite
way
speed
around
and
it.
destroying. Matt also has his fair share of like I guess multiversal feats from the Devourer, like that fucker. is able to erase the entire epic Battle Fantasy multiverse, and Matt defeats him in the end from some epic battle. So it's that kind of shit again. That's what we're killing. I don't think Matt's got infinite speeds, but he has MFTL speeds.
Ooh, Marisa can't be touched. Boom, flying around in a
But-
little broomstick.
Like,
Hit her.
how would she? Because the player can keep coming back, and they just keep playing.
Well,
this is what's interesting. Like,
Yeah, go
just because like it's not like a Barney situation, which is wild in itself to say. Whereas, like, as long as someone like
It's not, without any context, that is so
It's
funny.
it's not an SCP in the Barney sense.
yes, right. So, like, you know, Matt,
Hang on,
like,
I
knowing-
almost want you to not give any context at all.
you know what I mean, right? So it's like, so a player has to choose, like, to bring Matt back to life, as opposed to like Barney. As long as somebody knows of him, he can come back. He comes back.
He's
he
a
exists.
mind virus. He's a mimetic
Hang
virus.
Does YouTube have a raid thing from Twitch? Because it just said their
What?
Wolf Media and their followers just joined. Did Aaron just raid our
And then
chat?
I see their wolf raid.
Yeah.
Airwolf raid.
Hey, what's up, y'all?
Welcome,
Hi,
Theirwolf guys.
pal.
Thanks for the raid.
Doing it at the right time.
Do we call it raid on YouTube? I don't know what the heck it's called on
Yeah.
YouTube.
Who knows?
Anyway,
I would
yeah.
assume who is
So it's not a Barney
controlling-
situation.
Right.
Yeah, no, but like whoever's controlling Matt, I'm sure they're the most dedicated epic battle
Yeah.
fantasy fan ever, and they're not gonna let.
I
him
was going to
win.
get into that.
Okay,
I was going to
that's
address
true.
that because Toho is fucking insanely hard. It's a bullet hell. Now imagine having to play a bullet hell where your character is definitionally infinitely faster than you. Okay, that sounds like the worst, most unfun experience of my entire life. I think that the player who's playing Matt or whatever is just gonna give up. Like, people give up playing Toho because they're pissed and it's hard normally. Like, now make it infinitely harder. Yeah, no, I think
It's so
Marissa's fucking got
annoying.
this shit.
You wouldn't be able to do any moves. You would just instantly. No, I'm supposed to win. Hold on.
How
got,
crazy is their fourth wall stuff? Like, is it just being aware of the games that they're in? Because I do remember that being
Let's
talked
take
about
a
in the pitch call.
look.
I think
Let's
it's.
take a
I don't
look.
know. It's like the players guiding their fate is what I got gathered. Is that
Okay.
they are reliant on the player to keep playing so that they'll be able to win. But I don't know what they're
Breaking the
doing
fourth
with
wall.
Infinite.
She is aware of the game mechanics, such as lives, continues, and bosses, and she speaks directly to the player. So she's
Okay.
aware.
Both.
Of it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Both of
But they
them
both
are
do that,
fourth
yeah.
wall aware.
Mhm.
So
Yeah, yeah.
Wow. Okay. What a matchup.
I think
All right.
I think that Marisa being infinitely fast and having several infinite speed feats literally just makes the game impossible to win. Like, makes it. I think that you're gonna rage quit. I think that you're gonna rage quit.
All right. New
dedicated.
poll. Will Matt, everyone's favorite character,
Hold on. Okay, I've got the
rage
scenario.
quit?
Oh,
So the scenario is they're fighting each other, okay, and then she kills Matt, and then but before the player goes back, now she's sending a bullet hell at the player. So the player that was playing the game that they wanted to now has to play a bullet hell instead, and she's infinitely fast, and they get so frustrated that then they walk away, and that's how Matt stays dead.
Yes.
probably.
Yes. It's like Dark
That's probably
Souls.
what happens. I don't know what to do about infinite speed.
All right. Well, I think we can move on to your next matchup, Max,
Yes.
which is incredibly a Max versus Max,
Right.
a Max up, if you will.
you go.
Yeah.
Like what DJ is doing.
You took the really niche characters, which is fascinating to me.
Yeah.
Because the next matchup we have to talk about is Irma from Irma. You know, Irma, which, if I recall correctly, is essentially the idea is it's like classic horror monsters, but what if they were children and went to school? And Becky from #Blood or Blood, who I believe is it's like a cartoon vampire slayer
Yeah.
kind of thing. Yeah, there they are. Who are these?
I
Who are
wanna
these
say
little freaks?
beforehand, I've been made aware that the creator of Irma is aware that this is that Irma was on the thumbnail of this cast and may very well be watching this.
Oh,
Oh,
cool.
Great.
okay.
Well, if so, what's up? We've heard good things.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Irma, great comic series. It's basically Irma herself, she is the daughter of an Onryo and a human. And
Oh.
so she has a bunch of horrific abilities that make her stand out in this normal school. Compared to everyone else, she's like a terrifying Onryo who can travel through TVs and fly. She can move objects with her mind, create tendrils with her hair that can restrain people. She can become invisible and intangible, and she can mind control people to snap of her fingers. Like she's got all kinds of crazy powers, but despite seeming really terrifying and having all these abilities, she's actually very nice. She just wants to make friends with people and is just trying to connect with everyone. They're very cute comics, very nice. Not a lot of like actual. She doesn't have like horrific like monstrous tendencies. She's a nice person, but she could potentially kill anybody because she's got all these powers. She not just powers, but she's herself is basically unkillable. Being sort of a half
So it's basically all the powers of the ring girl, but in a little like
Yes.
what, middle schooler? Is that what it is essentially?
Mhm.
yeah, all the powers of the ring and, and this little girl. She's very difficult to kill because she can rip her own heart out, get decapitated,
Whoa.
and rip all of her skin off. Against, she's fine with that. It's
That's
like
crazy.
And this happens in school? What kind of school is she going to?
Yeah.
Is it the Ghoul School?
The Ghoul School. She has a book. It's filled with magical spells. It's sort of a grimoire, and she used it to make a TV come to life, and it was making an Elm Street Free reference, which I very much appreciate. Got a voodoo doll, which can hurt people, and most importantly of all, like if we want to get into like the versus stuff, she at one point she becomes a snow tsunami and like starts toppling trees and
Oh, shit.
crashes into her
Sorry, she
friends.
becomes a tsunami?
She becomes a snow tsunami, and like because we see her
Snow-nami?
face in it.
Oh, like Imhotep.
Like a snowstorm,
Yeah,
like
yeah,
a
yeah.
wave of snow?
yeah, wave of snow, and she wanted to win, so she did that and defeated everybody.
Okay.
And lastly, on the specific circumstance of there being a blood moon, she was strong enough to break out of these chains that previously were able to restrain a dragon that could crush mountains. So, it's
Another dragon?
questionable- it's questionable if we use that because it is the blood moon that does think about. Becky,
Okay.
hashtag blood. I've been wanting to play this game for a bit actually, and it was this cast that finally got me to just go buy it and play it, and I beat it. And I had a lot of fun with it. It's a very fun game. Very
Okay.
90s cartoon like vibes. So
Oh, awesome.
Becky herself, she's a little girl that becomes a vampire slayer like her mother before her. Once she inadvertently conjures up Dragoor, a very lord. So the premise of the game is just like you're basically going through all these levels, defeating vampires and all sorts of supernatural foes, and trying to ultimately banish Dragor to a different dimension where he can't harm us anymore. She is very cartoonishly powerful because it's a cartoon game. She can be flattened like a pancake. She can be burnt to a crisp and just come back. And she can grow her hands like massive enough to splatter demons the size of herself. Like she can become huge. And she's really
Okay.
takes is a free hit combo or a roll and uppercut to completely obliterate any enemy that's facing her, and they like explode into a mess of blood and skeletons. Like despite the kid friendly like outside look at this game, there's a lot of blood. Hashtag. So she has a multi-purpose umbrella that can become a grappling hook, a shovel, and a shield, and that's mainly her kissed, which is how she like splatters people. But then eventually she just gets this weapon and splatters people like that. She's got like pencils that can be used as stakes for killing vampires. She's got a super bomb that can make just a huge explosion, and she has her own grimoire, kind of like Irma does, but it has all kinds of different spells. And the main one is the very complicated spell that's able to banish Dragor. But to do that, she needs to get some of the for Irma would be all of her hair. She has a lot of it. So she could probably maybe get that, but it would be a tricky situation. Now, what I struggle with in this battle is I don't know if you can kill Irma. I don't know how much ghost she is because she's half.
How
human.
much
She's
ghost?
like-
What percentage of
We need a
ghost
pie
is
chart
Irma?
of ghosts. Yeah, like-
So, like, she's clearly she can become invisible and intangible, which makes me think, okay, that's just like you couldn't touch her.
Well,
She's got muscle underneath.
is she just the ring girl, but a child? Like in terms from a power
No.
perspective.
Oh, okay.
From a yeah, she has basically the abilities of an Onryo, the ring, and but half of her is also human. Like her father is a human, so it's kind of like Danny Phantom, I
Okay.
guess. So maybe if she can be physically injured, I think Becky might be able to splatter her into like a skeleton.
What happens? So like she rips her heart out.
Yeah, she rips her heart out. And
Does
it's
she
it's
just like is it just canonically gone, or does she do the thing where she just like stuffs it back in and then she's all good?
the comic end of her holding her heart out? So she probably put it back in. I don't know. That's just these are.
I'm
short
seeing a lot
comics.
of Calvin and Hobbes
Okay.
comparisons in chat, so it's very
Calvin and
much that
Hobbes
like
for spooky people.
yeah,
but-
kind of punchline kind of thing, right? Like Saturday
Becky-
or I'm blanking on the term, newspaper type comic strip.
Yeah. So like the snow tsunami thing that Irma becomes, that got calced pretty high. But then nobody's really calced blood, hashtag blood, but I did see a storm feat in there that was like like one of the semi, like the sort of low, not the main antagonist, but the other right under the main antagonist. He summons a storm and Irma should be superior to him. So I would assume that it just lines up to them both being like, I don't know.
Or Becky. So
What-
they both have storm feats. Only Irma becomes
Kind of.
Irma becomes a snow tsunami. Becky potentially scales to a town-wide storm being made, but I don't.
Well,
I don't
she
know.
defeats whoever makes
Yeah.
the storm, right?
Defeats
Yeah.
Okay.
Becky. He uses magic to do it.
But they aren't the storm themselves.
Yeah,
is
no.
kind of a different scenario.
Mhm.
So like, what's the most powerful thing Becky's fought? Like you said you beat the game. What's like the end game boss?
His boss, and he becomes like a skyscraper in size. He's like a huge boss of the end.
Okay, so Becky's taking down fucking kaiju.
Yeah,
Mhm.
and which would I would assume that that is. I haven't read every single Irma comic because there's a lot of them. I read a lot of them, but there's so many. But she hasn't like fought kaiju to my knowledge. And if Becky can kill her, if she's half human enough to be killed, I think Becky might have what it takes. I think she's definitely the more used to this sort of situation. And
Well, has Becky ever resisted mind control or mind manipulation? Because I feel like that's a big.
that's another factor. Irma, with a snap of her finger, she can do it. So I think it might come down to who's faster. And I did note their speed feats. Irma's best speed feat is stopping a bunch of Nerf bullets being shot at her. And she does like the Matrix thing to stop these Nerf bullets. But Becky dodges cannonballs by werewolves in the werewolf DLC.
Wait,
It's gonna be-
are you saying
The
this is
werewolf
another
DLC.
matchup where it's a quick draw scenario?
It could be because if Irma
That's
gets
so
it
funny.
snap
Oh my
in,
god, why?
Becky can't move, and then she'll be easily defeated that way.
I swear when we were planning out Megacast, we did not pick matchups with any sort of like intention for similarities, but dragons keep popping up, specific reality warping respawns keep coming up, quick draw victories keep coming up. Like, what's going on here, guys?
So I would think if Becky does scale to the townwide storm, because I don't know, maybe you couldn't argue it's not legit. If Irma was stronger, then maybe she would be able to take the win. But I think the speed advantage might really help Becky there, and I think the townwide things. So Becky, I think Becky would do.
Okay. I'm gonna put up a poll, but we can
Do
kind
you
of
agree
keep
with me?
walking through this.
Does
So
Irma
you're
have,
leaning.
like, yeah, sorry.
Yeah.
I was gonna say, does Irma have like durability bypassing stuff that could potentially like?
She can go intangible,
Well,
right?
she could go intangible. She's a ghost,
like-
right? So like,
Well, I mean, like,
I'm
to
curious. Does
kill-
Becky ever
Yeah.
fight a ghost?
Surely she's possessed someone before, right? I haven't found a comic where Irma possesses anyone, but
In Blue, does Becky fight a ghost? Do you ever kill a ghost?
not explicitly, but there's an enemy that's a type that is a what was it?
A banshee.
Siren? A banshee. Yeah. Thank you
Banshee,
for
yeah.
reading my document. There's a banshee, and they are commonly seen as spirits. And Becky can beat them up and like splatter them, and they like ghostly.
In the
"Ah!"
game,
They
is a
disintegrate.
banshee presented as a ghost or as a zombie?
They don't really specify. I would assume the banshee is a
Well,
banshee.
I'm just thinking like when you were playing it, did
Mhm.
you like is the banshee sprite like see through, for example, right?
Vibe to me. So I don't know. I don't know if she could fight if Irma is fully a ghost, then no.
Yeah.
I don't know if I can't certainly say Becky could defeat her. And
Okay.
also Becky can't harm you if you're intangible. Some bosses can become intangible to face through. She can't harm them. So
Oh, okay. Then there you go.
I wouldn't think she could harm Irma if she
So
was
Irma
intangible.
could avoid being killed by turning intangible, but then the question is, does she have the power to take on Becky at all?
Yeah.
Interesting. Okay.
Very
So
fun
the
match. I really
poll,
like it.
I don't know what you guys are doing with in chat. Almost every single poll has the same percentages. It's been like 70 something percent one way, 20 something percent the other way. So the chat seems to be leaning towards Irma.
Makes sense.
I'm not sure if that's just because the concept of Irma is cute. Irma seems like a very adorable little series, or you guys legitimately think, or maybe you guys are just terrified of Ring Girl, because like yeah, that's fair.
Johan with a couple
I mean,
of super chats, but says that this is Johan's matchup. Says, I don't have a full idea of how this matchup would go, but I think this matchup could potentially have the most heartbreaking ending, regardless whoever's winning.
That would suck to see either of them die. They're both really nice.
Yeah.
I didn't go into it as much with Beck, but Becky's really nice. Becky's a funny character. Right.
Yeah, I mean, I was about to be like, maybe you guys just think Irma is the cuter, more fun character because Becky looks like a freaking gremlin. Like, she seems kind of intense.
Yeah.
All right. Well, with 76% of the vote, you guys are leaning towards Irma at the moment. I think this would be a very fun episode for sure, and a very like different style of death battle. Absolutely.
Yeah.
We like bringing in the cutesy characters every so often, and Irma does kind of feel like the character where it's like has that vibe that would be perfect for death battle, where it's like you see her on the thumbnail and you go like, oh, what are they gonna do with her? And then we start talking about her and
She's
it's like
pulling
she
out her
ripped
heart.
out her own heart.
Yeah,
It's
like a
perfect.
motion graphic. That'd be funny.
Yeah,
That'd be great.
exactly. Okay. Wow. We've gone through a bunch of matchups. We still have a few more. We're gonna bring on Billy in just a bit. Thank you, Max, for coming
Thanks,
in and
Max.
repping some very bizarre characters.
Thank you,
I had a lot
Max.
of fun.
Yeah. If you guys have not seen the episode that is coming out next, we just recently announced Hulk versus Godzilla. Max is the main video editor for that episode, so stay tuned for that. All right. With that, I'm actually going to jump out for a bit, but Chad is going to be going over some super chats. I know you. Hey, if you want to annoy him, just send him a bunch of super chats right now.
Don't do that right now.
All right, and then we will. The rest of us will be back with Billy in just a bit.
All right. What's up, everybody? Full control. All right. Chaos says, I've been asking for a Powerpuff Girls Battle Royale for 10 plus years. I would love to do the Powerpuff Girls in some way. It would be super fun analyzing them because they did some wild stuff. That'd be awesome. Scotty says Sonic versus Goku and actually scale Sonic, right? Oh, that's mean. All right. Oh, that's right. Also, I'm not reading matchups. I'm not reading matchup suggestions. I'll read them internally. I'll keep it in mind, but otherwise it'll just all turn into flooding this. Gilded, if my pitch of quote versus Reg is here, I'll donate 10 memberships. My bank would murder me in cold blood if I went higher right now. Gilded, you do a lot. Don't put yourself in financial jeopardy. Don't go crazy. Sidu Zeto says, how about all right, got your suggestion. Nice try. Chase says, with all the reality warping and vampires and so on, suddenly my pitch of MacGyver versus the A-Team doesn't feel as impressive. That's not true. Your pitch of MacGyver versus A-Team was absolutely hilarious. It was very, very fun, and it made a lasting impression. Let's see. Levitation, why haven't you had a sponsor? Oh, and the mainline Death Bell episodes past couple. Man, you know what? I'll be super transparent with y'all. It is a slow ad market right now, which is why you guys, doing super chats, becoming members, going to the website, buying merchandise, or becoming a member there is super, super helpful. Because we can't always guarantee that we have a sponsor, and so y'all help keep us going when that happens. But hopefully, you'll be seeing some more sponsors soon. And this is one thing I really love about y'all and our community is that like most people will be like, I'm so stoked that I haven't seen a sponsor on Death Battle, on that last episode, or they didn't have to sit one. But I love that, like, because I've seen multiple comments, people being like, oh, how come there hasn't been a sponsor? Because you guys want us to have a sponsor, because you want us to succeed, and we really appreciate it. So thank you guys. Lots of love. Let's see. That's a Ben question, so I'll leave that. Anarchy, thank you for your super chat, but I'm not reading it. Nice try. Student Lollipop Chainsaw is getting a new game. Are there any pitches with Julie at Starlight? Oh, interesting. Don't think we had a Lollipop Chainsaw pitch. But I didn't know they were getting a new game. That's crazy. Thank you, Orange Blaster. And that would be fun. Annie, remember to drink water, Famicoms. Thank you, Annie. Alex Chen says, hello, Ben and Chad. I did my matchup pitch. Zaku from Code Geass versus Hero from Gundam Wing. Oh, yeah, that was fun. I had a great time pitching the matchup to you guys and discussing it. You guys were great hosts. Oh, thank you so much. Let's see. Oh, you guys are doing it. No! How many? Hold on. I'll hopefully it's not too much to crash. Nikki. I swear. Michael 2, Rutherford 2 says, oh, yep, there you go. Interesting matchup. Thank you. Sorry, guys, I'm getting through it all. Thoughts on Celebrity Deathmatch? It was a fun time. I remember watching it as a kid, and obviously our show is like very akin to that. But I was like, I feel like that's a show that if I were to go back and watch, I would be like, oh, that's really offensive and mean. But I don't know. When I watched it as a kid. D-Blade says, we'll never allow you to catch up, Ben. Well, yep, that was back when Ben was reading these a while ago, and we're still going. So far, you're doing a great job. Jacob Kennedy, thank you for the super chat and the suggestion. Let's see. Project Alpha, just putting another super chat here to add to the pile. I should probably talk about the matchup I helped pitch, but this is funnier. Thank you so much, Project Alpha. Chaos followed up again with, please someone read and respond. I will donate $1,000 if y'all promise to do a Powerpuff Girls Battle Royale. I've been asking for 10 plus years. It's time. All in caps. Chaos, I can't promise you, and I can't set the precedent of like, give us $1,000 and we'll do a matchup, because episodes cost significantly more than that. But thank you. And again, it would be very interesting, and I'd like to do it. Let's see. I am the table. HE for Sober Pitcher here. Had a great time chatting with you guys. Glad you both got a laugh. Got you both to laugh with the question: how many Fate pitches do you get? I've seen quite a few. I don't know the exact number, but yeah, there's been a lot of asking for Fate, and you saw that matchup earlier. We're like, should we do Fate or Xenoblade? And poof, Fate immediately. So there's definitely a lot of love for Fate in the community. Project Alpha, yes, I will leave that on the list for him. Vamilator, how many super chats has that been now? This will be on the test chat. I don't know. I'm trying to listen to the debates, comment on that, read all your chats, copy and paste them over. So, like, I'm not keeping track of how many. But it's been a lot because y'all are going wild. Grave King, hey Chad, would you guys play the Cosmere RPG as a one-shot possibly? I am absolutely open to entertaining that. Actually, my friend has it. I haven't got to play it yet, but we'll see. Because obviously a lot of us are interested in that kind of stuff. And you've got me from the Cosmere side for sure. Oh, this is back at Jesus Christ, we're that far back. Lily says Goku was technically dead when he went Super Saiyan 3. So I'd be Super Saiyan 3 makes sense. That's funny. And then let's see, Floyd Rogers. Are there any characters that you guys would love to bring to Death Battle, but there's not enough information or feats? Ooh, yours is Peter Petrelli from Heroes. Heroes was so good until it so wasn't. Oh man, I don't know if there's any that's like we're just like there's just not enough feats. I mean, like novels we're not ruling this out, but it's like novel characters are hard to do if they've really been in novels because there's not a lot to show. It'll just be like a bunch of text, and like fan art usually doesn't do well. Like we don't want to use people's fan art. So yeah, I don't know. I don't know when it comes to feats, but I would love to do some novel characters, and we'll see. Maybe we got this Light Columbo thing in the works, and maybe that'll let us do more things. Anon the Martin, like to point out Toho characters only play fight. They never go all out. Ooh, that's interesting. Throw that at Liam. Thor G, well, I guess they would though. They would in Death Battle because that's what the whole purpose is, right? To see who would win. They are going to go all out. So, Thor G, thank you for the suggestion. I'm sure it would. John Stenfelt, fun fact: Danmaku / Bullet Hell is just a sport in the Toho universe, as well as a rule to make sure everyone doesn't destroy everything by accident. Okay, because they're that powerful. Toho's gonna be crazy when we do it. Williams is, what if Zun, creator of Toho, was a player? That whole debate is wild. I think we solved it. But it's pretty crazy. Elcato, I am sorry, Liam, but I am not giving up, and my reaction speed is immeasurable. Elcato, you're always. Oh, I thought you were the one going. No, sorry. I thought you were the one for a second because the one's always after Liam. I'm so close to caught up, but then I know you guys did more. I'm scared of how many there are. Thor G says Toho is well versed with fourth wall. Rimu has a move called Fantasy Nature, where she floats above reality and becomes more real than anything. Marisa was able to force a time limit onto this move. Okay. Toho's gonna get crazy. Okay, got that. All right, time to catch up. Cody, super chat to bother Chad. Thank you so much. Then there's Nikki once again. She says you guys don't do super chats right now with a super chat. Familators and gibberish. Thank you so much. Get Jinx book. Yeah. What you want? It's not. Yeah. What? Oh, how dare? Oh, this chat is backwards. Thank you, Familator. I just assumed he just went. Thank you for keeping me honest, Billy. All right, get Jinx. Bucky O'Hare in Fortnite, but not a skins at an arcade, but not a skins add a arcade machine. There's no shot Bucky O'Hare gets put into Fortnite. Excalibur, how do you pitch matchups? I'm stupid. Oh, so these are all. So when we did the Kickstarter a year ago, one of the things that a tier that people could donate at, or as a limited add-on that people could purchase, was to get on a call with Ben and I, or Sam and Liam, pitch us their matchup, and there was like a higher tier that they got to pitch us their matchup, and then we talk about it on Death Battle Cast. Well, we've been doing a lot of those, and we're coming up on the 1 year anniversary, so we were like, hey, let's do a mega cast that's like 3 hours long and knock out a good handful of them. We'll still have more after this, but that's kind of what we're going on right now. So that was only a part of the Kickstarter thing. Oh no. Oh, it just reloaded, and you guys are so far. What did you do? Dude Blade, can you guarantee that we won't be seeing any Reality Warpers Universe Busters as the next one? We need something that's a little less brain breaking. Well, I'm
let's
doing
get
the
to
last
it.
one. Yeah. Okay, you want me to go back to?
Yeah, let's get to it.
Okay, great. I'll start documenting these. Oh, Ben, look at the sheet. There's those two were saved for you.
Lily Mandergan, did you see Fantastic Four yet? It's good. I have not seen it yet. I do want to see it though, and I heard that. Then from Project Alpha, Chad, can you make Ben read this one? Thanks.
And we did it.
Was that it? Okay.
That's it. That's it. That was all. Nothing else was coming with that. I just made it happen.
All right, guys. We are coming up on the end here. We've got Billy in the house. Hey, the voice of Ringmaster. And also visual effects extraordinaire.
I
One
make
of the
things
big
explode.
Reasons. Yeah, I mean, if you guys are familiar with how Death Battles, like the look of Death Battle fights have changed over the past, 4-5 years or whatever, Billy's played a huge hand in that. And of course, he's the voice of Ringmaster. So, Billy, you and I, we got a matchup to talk about.
Let's
today,
go.
Right? And I'll be honest, mine is gonna be a little weird to talk about because I really don't know what they're capable of. So I watched this whole recap on this show, and I'm still not entirely sure what they're capable of. But the matchup we're talking about, you've probably heard of one of these, is Shinichi Izumi from Parasite versus Hikaru and Alma from Mecha
Oh,
Ude.
it's this one. Yeah.
It's the arms one.
Arm fight.
Yeah.
Like,
So
Arms
the
fight.
connecting tissue here is they both have arms that are other entities essentially that get bonded to them through some sort of like parasital connection or whatever. Not really parasital. I guess it's kind of parasital for Mecha. Mecha Ude is its own thing. I'll get into that in a bit. But let's talk about the parasite guy first.
Yeah, I think that's a good idea. Hey, you need help with this? No, stop. Parasite is Invasion of the Body Snatchers meets Venom. Alien larvae start spreading throughout Japan, and they're slithering into any orifice they can find, consuming the brains that they get into, and taking over the bodies of said creatures. It doesn't matter the creature. And Shinichi Izumi is one of those lucky individuals, but he happens to wake up during the process, and in his panic, the parasite is forced to try and burrow into his arm. He's able to constrict his arm, stop it from crawling up his arteries into his brain, which forces it to basically make the best of the situation and merge into his arm instead. And so now it can't take over his body because it's locked where it is, right? So his arm is alive. It's calling itself Migi, and it kicks off this hilarious buddy comedy romp. If by comedy I mean world of shape-shifting razor blade cannibal monsters, and romp, they can sense each other and they instinctively want to kill them both because they're a threat to their existence. So, it's one of those.
yeah.
Yeah. So let me fill you in on a little a recent I believe it was a manga. Yeah, a recent manga and recent anime called Mecha Ude, or Mechanical Arms, I believe is also what it's called in some places. So it's kind of the same idea, except instead of a parasite connecting with people, it's robots from another dimension. So specifically, the idea here is Hikaru is just your average everyday, I think he's like high school age teenager, who's out and about, and he stumbles upon this scene where this robot arm, it's just a severed robot arm, it looks like, is just kind of flopping about, but he hears it talking to him in his head. And it turns out the robot arm is an alien from another dimension and bonds with him. Although, unlike the parasite where like bonds with his body, most of these Mecha Udes, because there are plenty of others like this robot arm, bond with a person's body. But Alma here, or Alma, I should say, I believe is how it's pronounced. Alma bonds with Hikaru's hoodie. So he's like connected to his like the back of his hood. So he's got a third arm essentially sticking out of him most of the time, which is a robot arm. But it is all about, it's a very kind of like My Hero Academia style anime where it's all about Hikaru kind of coming into his own, coming of age story, learning to trust himself and actually be a productive person. Taking a step forward is the common theme of the show. And it's all about him and Alma learning to work together, bonding together, becoming a pair. And the more bonded they are, the better in sync they are, the more powerful Alma becomes. Alma can essentially like morph. And normally he's just like this kind of like normal sized robot arm, right? That's a sentence. It's like the size of a normal arm sticking out of his back, but it's a robot arm, right? So it's already kind of super strong, and it can move on its own and talk on its own. There are multiple scenes where Hikaru just doesn't really know what to do. So Alma's like, I got this, and he'll just start dragging him around, which is really funny. But if they get into a really tight situation, they can basically do a Super Sentai power up where Alma will like supercharge and grow larger. And the bigger he gets, the stronger he gets. By the end of the series, they're like flying through the air, smashing down buildings, that sort of thing. The big weakness for Alma is that because of the way he's bonded with Hikaru, if he's removed from his hood, like if Hikaru ever takes off his hoodie and then walks away from the hoodie, the further away he gets, the weaker Alma becomes. So that's if essentially if you were to take the hoodie off and then like throw it a mile away, then Alma wouldn't be able to do anything. He'd be useless.
How strong is Parasite arm?
Yeah.
So that's
How hard can
that's
throw?
an interesting kind of like comparison between the two. So we're talking about two individuals here with Migi and Shinichi. So Migi can kind of act independently as well. It's got inhuman reaction time like other parasites. It's got the ability to shapeshift, so it can transform into weapons like claws and blades, razor whips, stuff like that. It can also mimic things, so it's been shown taking the shape of like a gun or keys. It can function as a key. A gun, conceivably, it could simulate it, but it wouldn't be able to fire, obviously, like a real gun.
Okay, that's what I was about to ask.
I would imagine if you inserted a bullet in and it wanted to, it could fling that because later on, to kill a parasite, they throw a rock across, I think, like 4 or 5 blocks, and it just impales the son of a bitch from rooftop to rooftop. So that kills it instantly. So he's got super strength like that. He can also detach to himself, but he does need to come back for sustenance, and it would grow weaker the longer they're detached from each other. He couldn't conceivably even merge with other parasite hosts if they were willing to let him latch on, and he wanted to do so, which he does threaten to do because it's a buddy comedy, right? And he's also very intelligent. He learned Japanese in a day, and he constantly studies and strategizes. His name also means right or right hand side, so it's a pun, which is wonderful. I appreciate that. His name is Righty. And Shinichi is kind of just a normal person at first. I think he gets a little bit of a benefit from it there, but eventually, at one point, he is stabbed through the heart by another parasite, and to save his life, Migi kind of fuses their cells to a degree, and about, I think it was like 30% of him merges in with Shinichi, at which point he becomes a little bit beyond peak human himself. He's able to leap more than 10 feet into the air. He stops a car single-handedly and crushes the front of it so he can save a child. He rips a parasite's heart out. He's got at least Olympian level speed running feats. He's also faster than the eye can see movement, and all his senses are enhanced as a result of the merger.
Yeah. I see Tarek in chat saying that's kind of the difference that throws me off the matchup. The mecha dudes doesn't seem connected to a real part of his body the same way the parasite is. Yeah, I'm not fully aware if at a later point in the series it does get connected to his body. I don't think it does. But typically the mecha ude is attached to a part of the body. There are a lot of other characters who have them. And all of them are like different, right? There is another character who also has an arm mecha ude, who's actually Alma's like older brother essentially. And I believe the idea is one's the right hand, one's the left hand. I think that's the idea. And it is attached to them. But like as he powers up, Alma does like merge with Hikaru's arm. So it's not like it's just always a separate hand. I think the idea thematically is that the more they connect as a pair, the more their own 2 arms become one, until it's just like one big super arm that's both human and mechanized, right? Because he gets like a really big. It's the classic meme, right? He worked out with one arm, so one arm's real buff. The other arm's just a noodle arm. So, or he did something else with that arm. But that's the idea. So I do see the connection here, and also it's I've seen some people saying like, oh, it's kind of like Generator Rex from Max Steel. Kind of visually, I definitely got a lot of Generator Rex flashbacks when I was looking through this, but like thematically, I don't know. I think the parasite comparison makes sense. I will say, if you've never heard of Mecha Ude, it's a relatively recent series and looks pretty cool. Animation looks freaking fantastic, frankly. So definitely if it sounds interesting to you, definitely check it out. I'm actually kind of trying to avoid saying any like big spoilers about what happens in the later of the last half of the series, just in case, because it's so new. But yeah, it definitely is. It like I said, it's very like classic shonen My Hero style coded. Hikaru really reminds me of Deku in a lot of ways. So if you like Deku, killing Miles, maybe you like Hikaru and Alma killing the parasite. But I don't know. Like it's just
And if you like
it's a
body
very
horror buddy
unique
comedies,
matchup.
hey, have I got a story for you? If you haven't seen it, by the way, the manga is from the 90s. It's I don't know if Sam, if you got those images I sent, it's
Oh.
pretty great. It's
You
got
got
some of that
pictures.
Cronenberg body horror stuff in it. They really cleaned Migi up for the anime, but the anime is also extremely good. I was surprised
Oh
less
God.
people have seen it.
Oh.
Nice. Hey there, pal.
Yeah.
Yeah, the transformation stuff in the yeah, it doesn't get quite. I can
Oh, that's
definitely
very Junji
see.
Ito.
Yeah. I can.
I'd like to
definitely
note that
see-
in I believe in the 90s, this ran in a magazine in the US called Mixzine, and it was pages away from Sailor Moon, which is just it's just beautiful.
So awesome.
Hey, Sailor Moon goes kind of hard in the manga though.
It does, it's true.
It does.
But it was
Yeah, this is
still
what it looks
Whiplash.
like in the actual show. It's more goopy looking than
Yeah.
what it could have been. It could have
Wait.
been way more body horror esque.
When Parasite was first coming out or whatever, I saw people were just like, "Oh, it should be Parasite versus Vampire Hunter D." And they're like,
What?
No, it's just
What?
because the face hand.
Oh,
that's
because the
it,
hand.
Yeah.
Oh.
right? That's
yeah.
But it's like
That's
D
so
D
fucking
would
funny. Yeah.
obliterate.
He would obliterate.
So
But
I don't-
what
I
I've
don't-
heard here, Ben, is
Hmm.
that your character could smash down buildings, and Billy's like, mine could stop a car.
Well, however, it does kind of sound like he could jump up
Really?
there, rip them apart, and throw him about 3 city blocks.
they don't. I don't believe they smashed down a whole building. It's more like they're breaking through buildings. So I
Okay.
think
Oh, like wall level.
the Yude's gonna have a strength advantage, but not an obscenely high one.
Mm.
The trick is really gonna be, I think, like breaking that connection between Hikaru and Alma. Because like just a general theme with the show is the better their bond is, the stronger they can get, and Alma has like this kind of unlimited potential where he can kind of just rise to whatever he needs to be in order to he's really important to the plot because of how much there's a whole energy system in the series where they like Hikaru generates. There's literally a scene in Hikaru generates a certain energy that these Mecha Udes use, and there's literally a scene in the series where it's like, I absorb your energy, and he's got so much, I'm gonna take it all. Oh no, he's got so much, I can't handle it. Ah, and then explosion. It's like that scene, right? It's the classic. So the fact that he has this unlimited sort of power is kind of a big deal. So I think so long as the bond is maintained, given their different power levels here, they will rise to a level that they can win this. Unless they can grab the hoodie away and throw it away, if they can even figure out that is a weakness.
It is
That's
the two of
kinda
them
where I'm
working together in at least
think
in the
it
case
makes
of Shinichi and Migi, that's their kind of thing. They're both strategizing kind of independently and then together at the same time. So yeah, it's a speed and logic battle, I guess.
I will say, because I'm not super familiar with this, how smart are they? How clever Shinichi and Migi?
You saw the
I mean,
goofy looking
Shi-
hand and thought, now you're making
Yeah,
an
yeah.
intelligence play.
Shinichi's just a regular high school student, right? But Migi is very intelligent and kind of at the start devoid of emotion, so very analytical. But obviously, it's kind of like a newborn, right? So it's learning very fast, but it's got to process things for the first time as they're happening. So
Okay,
he's not that old.
but they're not like super geniuses or anything, right?
I mean, I would imagine that Migi's quite capable of being quite intelligent. It's just a matter of time.
Okay. Because Hikaru and Alma definitely don't seem super smart to me. So if they were able to like out strategize them, they totally could. They literally introduce a Mecha Yude later on in the series. It's like, oh, this one's actually smart because everybody else in the series seems kind of dumb. Here's a character who's literally just here to be smart. That's literally their superpower. Okay, so I'm gonna throw up the poll.
Oh,
but
wait.
obviously,
Wait. Apparently,
go for it.
Mika can also turn into a dragon if he wanted to. So
Yeah,
thematically, very, very appropriate.
Damn.
No dragons in this
Hyperversal.
episode. No dragons in the match. Oh, you know what? One of the Mechayudes is totally a dragon, and then Alma like fuses with it and becomes an armed dragon. No, yeah. Hey guys, guess what? We finally found a matchup that wasn't reality warping or dragon related.
Yeah, Blade.
It only took us almost 3 hours. Oh my god. Okay.
Speaking
You
of
okay,
that,
Lee?
yeah, I'm great. I'm excited
it's
for.
like I've been going for 3 hours. So
I'm excited for you guys
yeah.
to bring us home.
Yep.
All right, we do have one more matchup to talk about.
Christ.
Okay, so between the Parasite and the Mechayude, we got a pretty even poll at the moment. Let's see. Vamulator, this bit is starting to drag on. Yeah, I know, man.
Waka waka.
Just like this whole show. All right, let's get to the last one. And this one, I don't know. We could come to a conclusion for this one like right away, or maybe we'll go beyond 3 hours here. It's time for me versus Chad.
Yep.
All right, Chad. For our final pitch matchup, we're going to be talking about the Tenno from Warframe versus the Guardian from Destiny. And
Yeah.
the pitcher did have a specific Tenno in mind or Warframe in mind.
Oh.
So I'll get to that. But
I would really like you to talk about Warframe first before I open this can of worms. Okay.
I was gonna say the same thing.
Oh,
Here's the
really?
thing. Like these two series, you look at them and they're just like robo super soldiers fighting or whatever, right? But
Yeah.
then you dive into the lore,
Dude,
and it's wild.
I'm feeling like y'all remember when Liam broke because of Richtofen? Like I was a fool when we were like, who wants to rep what? I was like, oh, I've played Destiny. Like I've played a lot of the first one and a little bit of the second one. And here's the thing though, I play it because I like being good at video games and I enjoyed
Okay.
playing the game. But the lore, what is with these shooter games going fucking crazy? It's so much.
Well, these are specifically very sci-fi, futuristic style games that take advantage of the concepts of like dimensional fate and things like that. So I'm gonna try to be simple and brief with my description of the Tenno and the Warframes, and specifically, the pitch requested that this matchup use either Umbra Excalibur or Goss from Warframe. So if you're not familiar with Warframe, it's very similar to Destiny in a lot of ways. It is sort of a looter shooter type thing. It's been around for a long time. We actually did a Warframe episode sponsored by the Warframe guys at Digital Extremes, which was awesome. We did basic Excalibur, basic Excalibur versus Raiden a few years back. And we dived into the whole history of the Tenno and things like that. So the Tenno are essentially, they call them star children. There's this big war going on with these sentient alien things, and the people of Earth are like, oh, everything's screwed up, so we don't have a way to defeat them. So let's try to take advantage of this thing we discovered called the Void. It's this like extra dimensional alternate universe thing that nobody really understands, but there's like all sorts of crazy power in there, and they're like, maybe we can get some kind of power from the Void that will help us take out the sentients. And so they send a ship in there. Everything goes bonkers. Literally, people on the ship go mad and try to kill each other, but there are these like kids on the ship, because it's a whole journey. But there are these kids on the ship, and when they get out of the Void, they have superpowers. They're basically like telepathic technopaths in a way. And they're super powerful and can kind of see the universe and possess machines and things like that. These are the Tenno. That was a very, very basic rundown of the Tenno. There's a lot more going on with the Tenno, but they're essentially child soldiers, and they can possess Warframes. And Warframes were originally presented as just sort of like mechanized, like suits, like things that they can pilot. But in reality, Warframes are ex-soldiers from the fight with the sentients that this crazy dude named Balas basically like infected with this robo-parasite that turned them into cyborg metal people. It basically turned their skin into metal, their bodies into these like super soldiers, and they lost essentially all their free will. So these warframes were kind of just they were meant to be just like drone soldiers, but they went mad because they used to be people, and started killing everybody. So the main organization was like, oh, fuck, throw them out. And then through a whole convoluted series of events, it was discovered that the Tenno could actually pilot the Warframes. So that's the general premise of Warframe. The Umbra Excalibur is so Gauss is each Umbra, each Warframe has its own power. Gauss is like the speed one, right? He's like super fast. He can race forward at rocket speeds. It's actually less speed power and more of a kinetic energy power. Gauss has the ability to basically absorb and expel all forms of kinetic energy. He can expel it in terms of speed, just rocketing at extremely fast speeds. Or he can absorb it and then use it. It's kind of like vibranium, I guess, in a way. The whole idea of like vibranium taking in, energy and being able to expel it. It's kind of like that, except he's also the Flash. But then Umbra Excalibur is extremely unique in that he is the, I believe, only Warframe, at least that I'm aware of, that maintains some of his memories of being a person, which means he's fucking crazy. Because Balas specifically made him that way because they had some sort of past history, and Balas wanted to fuck with him. And so he had memories of Balas basically turning him into a Warframe and having him kill his own son.
Jesus Christ.
It's crazy
Not very
dark
nice.
and crazy intense. And then the Tenno and Umbra, like, they team up and they're like, we can go fuck up Balas together. And then that's why they bond. So that's who I'm going to be talking about. There you go. There's like 20 million more things I can talk about. But that's
going to be
The prelude. This is the preamble.
Yep.
So
Destiny.
the good news is in order to understand the Guardian, that I can tell you quite simple. You are a resurrected corpse from the Golden Age, brought back to life by the Traveler's Light. That's the Guardian story. Okay.
There we go.
Okay, that doesn't
Okay.
sound so bad.
So we can keep that.
So both of them are
What's the Golden
dead
Age,
people.
Chad?
Interesting.
Yeah.
Okay.
What's the Golden
Don't
Age,
ask
Chad?
me that, Liam, because I didn't want to go down that rabbit hole. I had too many others to go down.
Is it a real rabbit?
Well, see, what I can get into is we can talk about light and darkness, okay? Because that's really important in the Destiny universe. And God,
A darkness hole?
so much. Yes, we can go to the darkness hole. So, light and darkness are what are called paracausal forces.
Yeah.
And they predate the universe. They represent two opposing, yet interconnected, the same light and dark, and yet they're always connected, but also opposing. Neither are necessarily good or evil, but they're just abstract forces that influence reality. And then it can be wielded by those who become paracausal, like the Guardian. So the Guardian can tap into both light and darkness, and their whole thing is like they're like protecting the last bastion of Earth that like the Traveler's Light is protecting, and the darkness is going to oversee everything. So they've fought a lot of stuff, from like when you think of the game, you're like, I'm shooting little bug things and like whatever, and like this creepy little zombie guys, but like I can blow myself up with a rocket. This can't get too crazy. Wrong. God, they've literally fought in all gods. Like I swear. So I'm gonna start with Oryx. So just because like most people I think know Oryx, and he's a good base point for me to tell you about him. This is the type of shit that they deal with. So Oryx, first of all, was given his full god status by the worm gods. Don't need to go down that rabbit hole. It's a lot more. So he's basically a god who's committed to a thing that's like the fittest of their survival. It's called like the way of the sword or whatever. And so like that's his whole thing. He's like, I'm gonna survival of fittest, challenge everything. I will take over the whole world and everything. Oryx resides in what's called a throne world, which is a paracausal realm where he is essentially immortal and can only be permanently killed by being defeated within this realm or having it bleed into reality. So that's fun. So and then his power is inherently paracausal, meaning he operates outside the normal laws of cause and effect, making him difficult to comprehend and counter. But because the Guardian is paracausal, it can understand non-understandable forces and deal damage to non-damageable forces. So they go into the realm, and anyway, they kill orcs. They've also killed this lady called the Witch Queen, and she was being buffed by her witches, and she's more powerful than Oryx was. Same thing. And then I'll let Ben talk a little bit before I go into like the really insane shit. But like,
okay, so paracausal, so they can deal with those types of enemies. That doesn't really have an effect here, right? Like, how does that apply to the fight?
paracausal is Destiny's word for do the unexplainable. It's basically like anytime some big crazy shit happens, they're like, well, that's because it's paracausal, and the
So every time a
Guardian-
wizard comes from the moon, it's
yeah,
Sure.
yeah.
But I mean, like, how does that apply to fighting a robot super soldier, essentially?
Well, I mean, Oryx is an incredible. I mean, he's an incredibly powerful god. Like, sorry. Like, I mean, I'm telling you the paracausal thing because that's just like it. Like, it's how. Oh god damn it!
If you say paracausal one more time, I'm gonna kill you.
I know. You don't even know how many times I read it. It's everywhere. I mean, they're still immensely powerful. I'm just saying it's their word for like stupid, ridiculous bullshit that can't be explained. Okay,
Sure.
So Oryx is a god, like on a scale of like immense power, like destroying civilizations and things like that. And they defeated him with a gun. So like,
So it can't be that strong.
no.
I mean, if they could
Actually-
just shoot him to death.
No, do you want to get into this? Because this is why. Okay.
But that's what we're here for, Chad.
All right, here we go. So here's the thing. The guns themselves, while they can be powerful, it's not so much the guns that are doing this stuff. So let's see, where did my note go? Okay. It is basically guns are just guns and swords are like a conduit for the Guardian to channel their will. And by tapping into light and darkness and or. So to quote from Tallend the Shattered, if you believe your weapon wants to end all existence, then so it will.
Wait, hang on. It's Shantae again?
Yes. Yes. Dude, I was when we started and we started getting into that, I literally went, "Oh my god, this is how we're going to end this thing."
Why are all of these matchups the same? What the hell's going on?
I don't
How
know.
did this happen?
But this is backed up because I found like on some weapons have brief little like inscriptions or whatever. So I was like, that's fucking nuts. I was like,
Does Destiny have a
Is there-
dragon?
is there anything else? I'm sure there's a dragon-looking boss somewhere. But anyway, to back that up too, there's a really powerful hand cannon called the Word of Crota, and it tells the story of a guardian who wielded it, and it says, "There was life, and he spoke unto it, and it was silent, and lived no more."
I literally Google Destiny game dragons, and the first thing that comes up is a Reddit post. Are there dragons in Destiny? And the answer is the Ahamkara,
I
which
just saw
are
that
wish
too.
dragons.
Yes.
So they're dragons with wish powers, because of course that's the theme here.
Shape-shifting
What is
wish-granting
going on?
creatures.
Yeah. So Akora Ray says that the only limiting factor to a guardian is time. And so like if you give this
Okay.
person just time to have more experience, the more powerful they'll get. When they're dealing with the witness, which I'll let you go before I tell you about the witness. He straight up tells the Guardian that the Vanguard is holding you back. You are way more powerful than anybody like in the Vanguard, basically. And then I was like, I can't go to the scaling of all of that. I don't have enough time to get to like all the most powerful Guardians. But basically,
Nobody got time for that.
yeah. If we ever do Destiny, it's going to be a hellish journey for someone. Do you play next to that? We're free reality warpers. Nope. That the Guardian fully can just channel their will using light or darkness through their chosen weapon and do whatever they want, as long as they believe hard enough.
Okay, so
Your turn.
So my understanding of warframes are in typical combat, Umbra Excalibur, for example, Probably his best thing is the Exalted Blade, which can just pass. It's a lightsaber essentially. It just passes through conventional defenses and can kill anything it touches. But the Tenno themselves are void people, right? They're star children. They have control over. They have power that comes from the void and alternate dimensions and things like that. And so they do have interplanar sort of power sets and can like shift between planes and things of that nature. So I'm not sure how that would necessarily apply here. If they could like take like the Guardian into the void, and then maybe the Guardian would no longer possess the power that they get from, because they get their power from the Traveler, right? Or something like that.
They get light. They get their power from the Traveler through the connection of their ghost.
Okay.
So, but also, I would say that there's not a reason that the Traveler's light would be cut off, because they go in and out of dimensions and things all the time, and you still have access to your light.
So going into the void might not necessarily depower the Guardian.
Right.
Okay. Because that would probably be their best bet.
So I will propose the problem that we would have to solve to stop the reality wish gun of Will killing everything instantly. And that is that, so the way the Guardians come back to life, because they're immortal as long as their ghost is connected to them, because their ghost will bring them back to life. So if the ghost is destroyed, they lose their connection to the light and they can't be resurrected. However, just because they lost their connection to the light, they also have connection to the darkness to get specifically two types of abilities called stasis and strand. So stasis is like freeze enemies, shatters enemies, AoE slowing. Like it's the concept of basically it's the concept of will and control. And so the deeper you get into this, you start being able to like control like will and like stuff. It's ridiculous. And then
there's very similar themes in Warframe as well.
Yeah. Okay.
Void and things like
that. Strand is the crazy one. It is a manifestation of darkness that allows the wielder to manipulate the weave, which is the psychic energy that connects all things. So it's like, let's see. Yeah, it embodies the idea that everything is connected. It's like, okay, so basically it's like it's like force manipulation, and like it's all about, like, so one of the things that was brought up in the pitch call was like, could Strand just fuck up a Warframe, like just completely like, stop their, like just be like off, because it messes with the psychic energy of things. But it's essentially like manipulation of.
Yeah, let me look at that real
the
quick.
Weave,
it was
the force, like.
Yeah. Because the idea would be that the Weave could potentially, they could potentially shut down the Warframe. Maybe there's also the trick of like the Tenno can technically like jump into any Warframe at any point. So theoretically, and they can like summon Warframes and things like that. So theoretically, you shut down one Warframe and they can just switch to another Warframe. But also the Tenno has their own powers, and there's a whole scene, I believe, where the Tenno just like fire a beam of their own energy, void energy or whatever. So yeah, I don't know, man.
You'd have to kill the ghost before you're unmade. And then the ghost being gone, then you'd have to
hang on.
Still
what are
kill
the limits
Guardian.
of this wish gun? Because like, what if every gun in Destiny effectively fulfills the wish of the Guardian firing it, then why have different types of guns at all? You know what I mean?
I mean, yes, but one for funsies, because it's a video game. But
different rates of wish fire. Come on.
Yeah,
exactly.
exactly.
So, but it's also like the Guardians. But again, see, this is so hard because we know that you're gonna. So the whole thing is just like, you're a new Guardian, like you're just getting into it, like, and whatever. But like a true Guardian who has like really like had a lot of time in the light, working with the light and all this stuff, can be able to like literally just believe that their gun will end all of existence. So like, even if we say we're taking not somebody who's tenured enough to end all of existence, we're talking about end one thing. So like, end one robot man.
I'm gonna go with the Guardian.
You have to kill the ghost before you're like unmade or just completely obliterated, and then can you kill the guardian before, because they'll still be alive and have powers with stasis and strand before they like freeze you and then manipulate the fucking weave, which I wanted to go more into, but I didn't have enough time. It's my head hurts from Destiny.
Well, I was about to put a poll up, but YouTube just crashed on me and is just not.
Oh, no.
moving. So, that's cool.
Because we have more pitch calls coming up, Ben. Let's see.
Oh God. All right. Oh, here we go. Finally. Jesus. Okay. So,
Dude, also,
chat,
we love the
once they
pitch calls. That was just
find
that
you-
we've been streaming for 3 straight hours. I'm just clarifying because
This latest super chat, by the
we
way,
hate the
is
pitch calls. Oh my
relative to this conversation. It says Warframes have the ability to destroy immortal souls through their Parazon hacking tools. So Tenno Void's energy is like a quantum chaos force that doesn't just mess with spatial dimensions, but also time.
I don't know what any of that means.
It's a lot of words.
Cool. So Ben, are you putting them forward? Do you need me to do it?
I'm trying to get this thing to fucking work.
I can do it. I gotcha. Let's see. So it even crashed on Firefox.
Yep.
Sick.
Just after I was talking about how I switched to it because it's supposed to work.
Yeah. All right.
Yeah, Firefox crashed on me. Cool. Thanks, Firefox. All right, yeah,
say
let's
Tenno
get that
or-
poll up. Tenno versus the Guardian. Who wins? Let us know,
I'm
chat.
starting to think Ryan had no chance against Excalibur. Yeah.
Well, so a lot of this stuff with the Tenno and the Void and things like that have come out since then.
Okay.
Like Warframe's cosmology has really expanded since we released Excalibur versus Raiden. Back then, I think Umbra Excalibur was relatively like new, which was kind of the big revelation of what the Warframes were in the first place. The Warframe game series kind of went on for a while without any sort of explanation of what the Warframes even were, which is fascinating to me. So yeah, okay. Let me see. All right, yeah, we got the poll up. Guardian is taking it right now, but it could shift.
I have super chats to read. Do you want me to do those or?
Well, we got to wrap this up. So yeah, go ahead and
I need to have
hit
super
sort of the
lunch.
big
Good news
one.
is I think we can do it. I don't think it's gonna take that long.
Okay.
Go.
Go.
Scuzz, so about that Cobb Zombies cast, how's Liam's recovering? Leo?
Not well. I don't remember my name.
Yeah.
I deleted.
This will.
Oh, your name
I
is Frank, by the way.
Frank, that's right.
Yeah.
Frank
Mud Pie
Sean.
with the super chat just because I like you guys. Thank you, Mud Pie.
Thank you.
All right, they suggested Kevin. It's the one. Let's see if it's a mean Liam comment. I just want to know who is the worst fan base y'all have encountered. I think you're Liam's worst fan base for him. 'Cause you're all. I don't know. Worst fan base, guys. You do
I
that
don't
while I
know.
keep.
It doesn't matter.
You're not gonna trick us into
Creature
getting into that.
Transylvania, let's get
Yeah, I know.
Nice try.
Look, there are great people in all.
No, we can move on. We can move on. We got to wrap this up.
Almost. All right, Creature Transylvania. Hope you all found some good moments of joy from the first half of the year of the snake. Oh, thank you, Creature. Just sending out some positive vibes. Hope you had a good one too. Zeto, which is your favorite dragon so far? Destiny
Well.
Wish dragons in mind.
The fact that that's a wish dragon just fits so well with all the
I know.
things that have come up. Yeah, it's perfect.
Orange Blaster, considering recent events with Visa, MasterCard in the UK, has there any worry about the show being censored? I don't
In the
know
UK?
what
I don't know about
you're
that.
talking about.
Should be fine.
But yeah, we're pretty good. We follow the YouTube rules. So anyway, Mr. Goodies, I'd like to say that the creator of Villainous / Black Hat is totally fine working with you guys in episode, voice acting, animating. If you ask him, just putting it there. Okay. Good to know. And then Johan said, this is the last one for cast. How many pitches have you covered on cast then? Oh, sorry, there were 2. I don't know. How many
9.
pitches was this? 9?
That was 9
Mhm.
matchups. We still have a ton left, so we will have plenty more casts with Kickstarter cast pitches.
Yep. And then the one says Warframe has child soldiers. They clearly don't give a fuck. They'll win by any. Well, that's stupid.
The crazy morality that's going on in the world of Warframe is intense. Like the only good person in the universe is the Lotus, who like is the one who's like protecting the Tenno. But then it turns out she was secretly evil all along too. But maybe not. It's this whole thing. Everybody's fucked up in the Warframe universe.
Yeah. Oh my god. Sorry, we were trying to rush for time. I realized I didn't even tell you about the craziest thing, like with the witnesses. I guess we could save that for another time.
Yeah, we'll save that for when, because I think so. We've talked about this before, but I do think the Guardian and the Tenno are fascinating to talk about in terms of like analysis and the whole death battle approach. So, I think it makes a lot of sense as an episode, right?
For sure.
But yeah, so maybe that'll be a full episode and then we can get into this crazy witness stuff. I do think as soon as you brought up wish guns, I was like, I don't know, man.
I know, dude.
I don't think we really have anything like that in Warframe land.
No, I know. Well, that's why I was gonna save it, but we were so close to time, and you did that the perfect. Like, well, it's just a gun, right? And I was like, fuck. No.
I'm a calendar man. Is there a champion cast? Not today because of Mega Cast. But just a reminder for members, tune in tomorrow for Ballot Banter. That'll be at 1 p.m. Central Time. And then on Thursday, we will have a fireside chat. That is at 5 p.m. Central Time. And if this is your first time being a member, fireside chat is basically just an hour of us literally just hanging out with you guys and talking about whatever.
It's a lot of fun.
So yeah, I'll hope to see you guys there. So couple last things to mention. Just another reminder, base 4 membership tier ends on July 31st. If you haven't seen why that's happening, check out the community post on the Death Battle YouTube channel. We have some new merch on our website, deathbattle.gg, hat, shirts, etc. Check all that out if you haven't. We really appreciate all the people who've already bought merch. It's really cool to see some of our own ideas become shirts and the like. We got some very fun stuff over there. And yeah, that will do it for our first ever Mega Cast. How are we feeling, boys?
Hungry.
Did we
It was
even
a lot.
cover who won, Ben? Did I completely space?
Oh yeah, sorry. Guardian won. Isn't it
Just to say.
Guardian won.
Yeah, I didn't have lunch before we did this, so I need to go get lunch. All right, that's it. Thank you for
Get outta
joining us
here.
for Mega Cast.
Appreciate y'all.